title in franchise history. The Hamburg Sea Devils are making their first appearance in the title game. They're the hottest team in the league. They've won 4 in a row. The Frankfurt Galaxy, the Hamburg Sea Devils kick off Yellowstrom World Bowl 15 next.
We welcome you to Frankfurt, Germany, home of World Bowl 15. Clear skies, comfortable conditions. Earlier today, a tornado touchdown, but we are ready for football as we welcome you inside the Commerzbank Arena here in Frankfurt. NFL Network is proud to present Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. Hamburg taking on Frankfurt. Hello again, everyone. So glad you could join us. I'm Bob Papa. NFL Europa set an attendance record this year, and they're expecting a near record crowd, 50,000 fans for Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. I mean, you take a look at the Frankfurt Galaxy, they're like the Pittsburgh Steelers of the 1970s. They're making their 8th appearance in this championship game. As for Hamburg, in only their 3rd year of existence, they're playing for their first championship. Well, there is a championship-like atmosphere throughout the building. All week long, we felt it. Brian Balding, you're down on the field. It doesn't get any better than this.
Bob, it really doesn't. I mean, it is loud down here. If this is the Super Bowl of NFL Europe, and as it is, there's no Super Bowl crowd that has been this hype. So, what the emotion should bring out, the passion in all these players to bring home a championship here tonight.
Well, the Frankfurt Galaxy have given their home fans a lot to cheer about. They're the defending league champions, and they have an offense that has no compassion for opposing defenses. And it all starts with their quarterback, allocated by the Chicago Bears, J.T. O'Sullivan.
And J.T. O'Sullivan has been great, start to finish in this league. He's the highest-rated quarterback in this league, completing almost 70% of his passes. And his second time over here, he's playing great. He's got a lot of weapons to throw to, starting with this tight end, James Petrowski, who's got a touchdown pass in each of the last 4 games. And then his wide receiver, Brandon Middleton, second in this league in receptions right now. A lot of weapons to spark this #1 offense.
Meanwhile, Hamburg has an outstanding quarterback of their own. Casey Bramlett, former Cincinnati Bengal, allocated now by the Washington Redskins, has played smart, concise, sharp football over the last 4 weeks, Brian.
And you've really gotten hot at the right time, winning those last 4 games. And Casey Bramlett has been poised, completing a high percentage, and he too has a real go-to receiver in Marcus Maxwell, who led this league with 7 touchdown catches this year. They will not take a back seat down here in this crazy home field advantage crowd of Frankfurt to them tonight.
We are ready to kick off Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. The 2 best teams in the league square off. The Frankfurt Galaxy and the Hamburg Sea Devils in quest of a championship tonight in Germany.
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you?
What about me?
Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
There's Mike Jones in his 4th year as head coach. Last year, the coach of the year. 1-1 in postseason play. Of course, Frankfurt won the championship last year. 24-16 in regular season play as he led his team to a 7-3 record. They were 5-0 this year on their home field here in Frankfurt. Vince Martino is the coach of the year here in 2007. Took over on March the 28th when longtime NFL Europa head coach Jack Bicknell stepped down. guiding his team to a 7-3 mark. He's done a tremendous job this year guiding his ball club.
Yeah, you know, he survived a lot of injuries early. Obviously, the coaching change and won 4 in a row to get here.
Josh Perry, our referee.
Tails is called.
J.T. O'Sullivan called tails.
It is a head.
So Frankfurt loses the coin toss. Hamburg will get the football to start this football game.
Hamburg has won the toss, chosen to receive. Good luck, men.
And what about the attitude of Hamburg? You know, they felt that down the stretch they won 4 in a row, but they got designated to wear the white jerseys, the road jerseys. They're playing in Frankfurt Stadium. Frankfurt even got to make the coin toss.
What you're talking about here, Bob, is the underdog. And, you know, if you're going to play in a championship game and you're going on the road, you want to embrace that feeling of everybody in the building against you as you rally the troops. And so I just got back from that field, Bob. First thing Casey Bramlett's got to do is calm his nerves, settle himself and the team down, because they're not going to hear his signals in this opening drive.
Casey Bramlett going through his preparations as part of our NFL Europa experience. Wired for sound. Hamburg head coach Vince Martino, quarterback Casey Bramlett, and Frankfurt head coach Mike Jones, and quarterback J.T. O'Sullivan.
J.T. O'Sullivan played in this championship game 3 years ago. Said he threw an interception on the opening drive for a touchdown. He didn't play well. It's been stuck in his craw for the last 3 years, and he wants to get it out here tonight.
Well, O'Sullivan will have to wait for Vince Martino and Hamburg. They get the football to start this game. Nearly 50,000 on hand here in Frankfurt for Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. The 2 best teams in NFL Europa battle down the stretch. It was a 3-team race. Frankfurt, Hamburg, and Cologne. Frankfurt and Hamburg survived.
Crazy, I was in training camp in Tampa back in February and March, Bob, and when they were all putting it together, getting to know each other, and about 13, 14 weeks later, this is the culmination. The execution has been excellent this season.
Reese Lloyd will kick it off for Frankfurt. Davis and Parson deep. Taken by Parson, and he fights his way near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Sea Devils will start 1st and 10. A little pushing and shoving on the opening kickers. Casey Bramlett played his college ball at Wyoming. Really likes the way the offense has developed. He says he feels comfortable, and he's ready for a big game. Outstanding numbers here this season. They do not have as many audibles as he told us yesterday, and checks because of the crowd noise here in Hamburg. They'll run it on 1st down. Tony Hollings picks up 2, tackled by John Siptak. Let's take a look at the Hamburg offense. They average 20.8 points per game. Pete McMahon, the left guard, named to the All-NFL Europa team, along with Jeremy Parquet, the right tackle. Skill position players, Marcus Maxwell, an All-NFL Europa player this year, 32 catches, 16 yards a catch, and 7 touchdowns. 2nd and 7 for the Sea Devils. Hollings on the run across the 35, bounces his way up to almost the 39-yard line. As we take a look at the defense for Frankfurt, they give up 16 points a game. Outstanding defensive line, John Siptak, a relentless motor. Matt Sinclair, an All-NFL Europa middle linebacker, anchors the linebacking core. And in the secondary, Bill Alford, the corner, 2 interceptions this season. They've recorded 15 interceptions this year. 3rd and short for Hamburg. Jermaine Allen in a tailback. Bramlett on a short set. Maxwell's got it, and he has a 1st down. Alford was right there, but Maxwell takes it away.
And that's an important play right there. I mean, you know, the opening drive here, it's a key 3rd down, the noise, the emotion, the atmosphere. You're on the road. Watch Casey Bramlett. I mean, just a short set right here to his favorite target, Marcus Maxwell, who's a big guy now with the 49ers, about 6'3", 205 pounds, got inside on the corner and got that position.
1st and 10 for the Sea Devils. Opening drive of the ball game. Hollings back in a tailback. Hollings with a pushes it to the left and then gets thrown back after a short gain on the play. Some debris on the field. You know, talking with the Frankfurt coaches and players yesterday, there is a flag on the play as well. They said we've got to keep ourselves in third and short. We don't want to play third and long game.
No, I mean, because that just leads to putting the ball in dangerous
After
positions.
the play, personal foul, number 91 defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Justin Brown called for the penalty.
See, that's where emotion can work against you, Bob, where you get yourself too hyped up. And, you know, you want to take the emotion. These teams just played 2 weeks ago in a game that went right down to the end. Here's Justin Brown right here. Just throws a haymaker.
Right there.
Yeah, and there's the kick. Punched him and then kicked him as well.
Kicked Ryan Gibbons, so a 15-yard penalty. Good call by the officials. First down for Hamburg.
Really, I mean, if I was Frankfurt, I'd pull Justin Brown right out of the game. Calm him down because that just hurt them. Now allowing Hamburg to take their first snap into Frankfurt territory.
Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. Allen in a tailback. Bramlett with time. Bramlett skips it, and it's incomplete. Intended for Josh Davis, the wide receiver. You know, we're out of practice on Wednesday, and we were watching Bramlett. You made a point when he was throwing those outs that the ball seemed to fade at the end, dip at the end.
And that's what just happened there because he had great protection right there, Bob, and an open receiver. It does seem like his ball dies on the deep outs. So loud, you have to kind of double the cadence right there, make sure everybody gets the play. That's his job and priority number one.
Wong to the bottom of your screen. Jenkins to the top, the wide receivers on a 2nd and 10. Jermaine Allen slips on the turf and goes down and gets covered up by Matt Sinclair.
Now, look, this stadium is covered, but it was open during the week. They resided a bunch of this field. It's still wet. Even though it's covered, the field is wet and it's thin. They played a game here last week as they beat Cologne here on their field, and so you're going to see guys slipping out there today. They have to be able to play with their feet underneath them and with control.
3rd and long now for Hamburg. Bramlett slips in his set, avoids contact. Bramlett's going to run it, and Bramlett's got a first down inside the 25 to the 24. Great athleticism by Casey Bramlett.
Well, I think it was the right choice. I mean, all these guys want to try to extend the drive and did a good job up front of the offensive line, kind of wadding everything up there. He's directing traffic down the field. Job of picking it up, getting down, and getting that first down. Hanging on to the ball, and the longer they can hang on to the ball, it kind of stills this crowd just a little bit more.
Gain of 14 on the play. Allen the tailback. Bramlett looking for his tight end, Teo Johnson, and he makes the catch near the marker. Tackled by Landrum, but Teo Johnson, the former Oakland Raider, allocated by Denver with a nice catch.
And, you know, this is the perfect league for a guy like Teo Johnson, playing tight end. You know, he was a 3rd-round pick of Oakland, like you said, a few years ago. Coming out of Stanford, he was a wide receiver. They just lined him up at tight end because they said he was a big guy with a big body, yet he never really learned the skills of blocking, and that's what he worked on here this spring.
And it is the first down inside the 15. Allen slips into the hole, and it gets filled up at the 11-yard line. Demario Williams on the hit.
Vince Martino here, the head coach, longtime offensive line coach for Jack McNell, the former coach, both in Barcelona where this franchise started. They moved to Hamburg 3 years ago. Got a chance to be the offensive coordinator, now the head coach. So his eyes are always at the offensive line, trained like that over a lifetime of coaching.
2nd and 7. Hollings back in at tailback. Maxwell the motion man. Bramlett trying to find Davis, and it's incomplete. Good coverage, and a flag late comes in, and they have Alford on the back of Davis.
Davis got inside of Alford. Alford had to come through Davis in order to knock that ball away, even though it wasn't a very good throw.
Bill Alford has been the most consistent cover man for Frankfurt this year.
Pass interference, defense, left quarterback, ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic
see the contact there. So he got inside of Alford. Alford came with that left elbow through the head of Josh Davis, and they threw the flag. I thought it was a good call.
Yeah, it looked like he had his arm hooked. Washburn in as a fullback. Allen the tailback. Power set. Allen on the run gets hit, and he gets dropped. Nothing doing. Alford filled the run gap nicely for Frankfurt.
Alford trying to take out that pass interference call on the run. Good run support. Watch Alford's going to be coming right in here. Nice underneath the fullback.
So 2nd and goal in a drive that started back at the 30-yard line for Hamburg. Allen the tailback. Maxwell, bottom of your screen split. Bramlett looking for Teo Johnson, and Johnson can't reel it in. Zach Woodfin on the coverage. Teo Johnson with 3 touchdown catches this year.
Well, this is the drive. This is the play now. I mean, they've gotten some breaks. They've gotten some penalties here. They had Teo Johnson open. Exactly what you want. A one-on-one with Zach Woodfin there. Little overthrow, but this is where you want to finish your drive, especially in a championship game on the opening drive.
12th play of the drive, 3rd and goal for Hamburg. Hollings in at tailback. Bramlett, oh, wide open Jenkins, touchdown, Hamburg. Justin Jenkins out of the slot with a touchdown catch to cap off the 70-yard drive. There's a flag at the back of the end zone, excessive celebration on Jenkins, I'm sure, for straddling the goalpost support.
Breakdown in that coverage, allowing Jenkins to be wide open, but what a great opening drive for Hamburg.
There is a score, touchdown after the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct. That penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Take a look here at Shadonia Mitchell. It looks like he's man-to-man right here on Jenkins. He goes out to buzz and take Marcus Maxwell away, and nobody came to take his man there.
He was like trying to overplay the slant.
He was taking the slant away. I mean, Marcus Maxwell, the guy they were trying to take away, led this league in touchdowns.
Vince Martino saying, are you sure about the excessive celebration penalty? Because that's costly. That's 15 yards on the kickoff.
Probably going to end up giving Frankfurt great starting field position.
Casey Bramlett with an outstanding opening drive. A 70-yard drive, took 12 plays. Hamburg has the lead. Shane Andrews on for the extra point. He's hit 23 of 24 extra points this season. Low snap. And he's able to rip the kick, and he misses it. So the low snap, Adam Anderson got it down, but Andrews misses the extra point. Justin Jenkins gets Hamburg on the board on the opening drive of the game. Now Frankfurt must respond to Casey Bramlett's success.
NFL Europe World Bowl is being broadcast to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines by the American Forces Network. Since 1943, AFN has been informing and entertaining U.S. troops overseas. The NFL and AFN, serving America's best.
Now get big arms, a ripped chest, and cut abs with the Perfect Push-Up. The Perfect Push-Up works with the natural rotation of your arms and shoulders to maximize results and minimize stress on your body. With the Perfect Push-Up, your hands, arms, and shoulders rotate 90 degrees, just like in a punch. All the energy of a push-up is captured and transmitted right where you want it, to the muscles. There's no wasted effort, just muscle-building movement. And as your arms rotate, you feel it work in your biceps, your triceps, your chest and abs, and your shoulders. Invented by a U.S. Navy SEAL and made with steel and a ball-bearing movement, it's the push-up perfected. So here's the deal. The Perfect Push-Up is only 2 payments of $19.95. When you order, you'll receive 2 Perfect Push-Up rotational handles, and you'll also receive the Navy SEAL-inspired Perfect Push-Up workout chart. You'll be ripped in no time. Get big fast. Call right now for the perfect push-up.
Well, the skies have cleared in downtown Frankfurt, and it's been an emotional week for World Bowl 15. Yellowstone World Bowl 15 here at the Commerce Bank Arena. Justin Jenkins with a 3-yard touchdown catch to cap off a 12-play, 70-yard drive. Shane Andrews missed the extra point. Jenkins got called for excessive celebration, though. So Brian Baldinger, Hamburg has to kick off from their own 15-yard line.
And, you know, field position is so important in these games. I mean, you're going to get good field position to start with, give them a little bit of momentum. But that man, Casey Bramlett, was nearly perfect on that opening drive. With a lot of poise in a very loud stadium.
Andrus with the kickoff. DeCorey Birmingham for Frankfurt from his own 21. Birmingham gets hit at the 40 and dropped by Kenny Kern. So here's J.T. O'Sullivan, co-offensive MVP in NFL Europa this season, quarterback rating of 104.8. He's had an outstanding season.
This offense really got a lift when they went to the shotgun, almost no huddle offense a couple of weeks ago. Allowed JT to basically call the plays right at the line of scrimmage.
Birmingham starts the game at tailback to the right of O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, quick hitter over the middle. And his tight end, James Petrowski, who's been huge over the last few weeks with the catch. All NFL Europa, Bobby Harris, the left tackle, and Matt McChesney, the right guard. Arguably the best receiving corps in NFL Europa, with Petrowski, the tight end, 32 catches. Aaron Hosack averaging nearly 30 yards a catch, and Brandon Middleton. Second and short for Frankfurt. O'Sullivan, he likes to run it, will fire it downfield, and it's dropped by Middleton inside the 20.
Well, this is what JT likes to do. He likes to pressure the defense, and the way he does that is he really knows where his escape routes are when he wants to step up into the line of scrimmage. Very difficult to sack him. Watch him step up right here. He finds the opening there. And he's not afraid. That's his favorite target, Brandon Middleton, who normally comes down with that kind of a catch.
So now third and short. Birmingham on the run, squeezing into the line, and it is close as to whether he gained the 49-yard line of Hamburg, judging by the official spot. He has the forward progress and a first down for the Galaxy. They have been wrecked by injuries at the tailback. Anthony Sherrill hurt. Anthony hurt. Birmingham was hurt.
They won a World Bowl with Mike Jones, head coach, last year with the best running attack in the league. This year they came back. They saw the injuries at running back. They had a good receiving corps. Now the best passing attack, trying to win this championship.
On a 1st and 10, false start against Frankfurt.
False start, number 78 offense, 5-yard penalty.
Ben Brielmeyer out of Princeton called for the penalty.
Isn't that odd? I mean, you usually associate with guys jumping, guys that, you know, can't hear. I mean, this Frankfurt Galaxy crowd really understands the game. They're not blowing the whistles when the offense has the ball. Hamburg came out, ran it perfectly. Their own guy jumps on their opening drive.
So 1st and 15 now for the Galaxy in their spread set. O'Sullivan under some pressure. He likes to run it. J.T. O'Sullivan to the 45-yard line. Picks up 10 on the play.
One of the reasons why they like to go to this no huddle, calling plays at the line of scrimmage, very difficult to substitute for Hamburg. They think they can fatigue them early in this game by running at this kind of tempo.
Second down for Frankfurt at the Hamburg 45. O'Sullivan on his receiver slip. Jamison slipped on his route, and the pass goes incomplete. Here's the Hamburg defense. Justin Kirpakis, all NFL Europa player, along with Benny Shola, the two defensive ends. They've combined for 10 sacks. Barry Robertson has played very well at the middle linebacker position. And the secondary, Brent Grimes had a big interception return for a touchdown against Frankfurt 2 weeks ago, and Sean Mayer, the leader of that secondary.
Watch the tight end right here, Petrowski on a crossing route on this third down.
O'Sullivan looking for him. Checks away, gets it to Birmingham, who tries to roll for the first down, but he will not get there. Touchdown by Walker. And I think they're short, Brian.
Yep. That was an example of an empty set where they sent everybody out, the running back and 4 receivers, put all 5 out in a pattern. They took Petrowski away and he was forced to go to Birmingham, so 4th and short.
And they bring in their fullback, J.R. Niklos, and they'll line up in an I formation with 4th and 1 at the Hamburg 40. Birmingham, the tailback. Birmingham slips, and he's going to get stopped. Did not get there. Gary Gibson, the defensive tackle out of Rutgers, on the stop.
Great individual play by Gibson to get penetration there and to really slow that play down.
The Corey Birmingham and Frankfurt stymied on a 4th and 1. Hamburg gets the ball back with a 6-0 lead.
What's up? Nothing. Check this out. Is that what you call a chair in Minnesota? It's game time. Bring it! Oh, yeah.
Go to NFLshop.com to get your new NFL Draft Day hat.
I want that!
NFLshop.com.
Push me.
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you?
What about me?
Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Hamburg with a 6-0 lead over Frankfurt here in Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. If you haven't seen the Hamburg Sea Devils play, here are some of the key people who have gotten them here. Coach Vince Martino, named Coach of the Year. Casey Bramlett, outstanding season throwing the football. The athleticism of Marcus Maxwell. And the running back tandem of Quentin Griffin, former Denver Bronco and former Houston Texan Tony Hollings, and the defensive presence of Sean Mayer. All key components to Hamburg's run and 4 wins in a row.
We were out at practice this week, Bob, and this Bramlett to Maxwell and Jenkins, I mean, they like the deep ball, too. They feel like Frankfurt is sitting on them, and they're squatting to the short pass. They will take their shots down the field.
Hollings, the tailback. 1st and 10 for Hamburg after the 4th down stop. As Frankfurt went for it on 4th and 1. Bramlett over the middle, completes it to Jenkins inside the 40 and toppled at the 35-yard line.
The good audible that time by Bramlett as Frankfurt walked up 2 linebackers in the line of scrimmage, and he knew that he had one-on-one coverage on the outside. There's going to be a one-on-one coverage here with these linebackers up in the line of scrimmage. Nothing but the open middle of the field there, and Bramlett had the confidence on the road in this atmosphere to make that change and throw.
First down at the 35-yard line of Frankfurt.
There's the shot. He's got Maxwell.
Flea flicker. He's got Maxwell deep on the feet from Allen. Touchdown, Hamburg. Casey Bramlett hooking up with Marcus Maxwell.
We said at the beginning of this drive, Bob, that they like to take their shots if they think they're walking up and sitting on them. And they did it off a flea flicker. That looks like they brought the emotion to this championship game.
St. Andrews, who missed the extra point on the last trip, converts on that one. So they get the play to Jenkins, and then the old flea flicker. Casey Bramlett flipping it to Jermaine Allen as J.T. O'Sullivan looks on, and well executed.
Sure was. Plenty of time there. Maxwell's his deep threat, but well set up. They played the run. They bid on the run. Great call. It's what you want. On the road, you want to take the crowd out of it, get aggressive early. That's exactly how you want it. Stand tall in the pocket, nobody around you. Let your best receiver get behind the defense. There are 2 drives and 2 touchdown throws for Bramlett.
So with 3:28 to go here in the first, it's a 13-0 Hamburg lead. Maxwell had 7 touchdown catches during the regular season. Bramlett had 16 touchdown passes during the season. And he's found his 2 favorite targets. 2 plays, 57 yards. Marcus Maxwell with the 35-yard touchdown catch. Well, his 2 best guys, Jenkins and Maxwell, each with a touchdown.
Both those guys, I mean, they tied for the league with receptions this year. Both get a touchdown and sharing the ball around right now, spreading it around to a bunch of guys.
Andrews to kick it off. Mishits it. Comes to a bounce to Birmingham. To Corey Birmingham. Bounces off Mayer and gets it up to about the 39-yard line. Well, a 13-0 deficit is nothing for J.T. O'Sullivan and the Frankfurt Galaxy offense.
Well, they went to this no-huddle offense because they were behind to Berlin in week 8 by a lot, and they went no-huddle to catch up. They had so much success with it the following week against Hamburg, they used it and scored in their first 3 opening drives. So now it's a big part of it. What they can't do right now is panic. The offense will work. JT's got a lot of experience. Got to come out here and play with some poise right now.
And they've had some games this year where they've fallen behind early. They get the offense going with their 4-wide package. Sharon Edwards on the carry. Pounds his way for about 6 yards.
Well, the key to this no-huddle offense is to continue to convert when you get to 3rd down. Stay on the field. They missed on their opening drive on 4th down. But Frankfurt looks like right now they're the ones that are on the road. It looks like JT's just having a hard time getting guys lined up and in the right position early in this game.
2nd down, they go to an I set. Edwards, the tailback. Niklos in at fullback. Edwards on the carry. No running room whatsoever. Cliff Washburn on the tackle. Boy, we've had a chance to watch Cliff Washburn this week in practice and talking with the coaches, and he is a player that they think just can grow and grow and grow.
There's no question about it. I mean, he's right here in the middle of the line, and he is a good pass rusher, but against the run, I mean, he's a guy that was a basketball player in college, you know, has played offensive line when they needed him. He's played fullback. One of those guys who can play a lot of positions.
Enter the NFL with the New York Giants.
Timeout. Hamburg.
And Hamburg calls a timeout, facing a 3rd and 5 as Nathaniel Adibi, who's been nicked up all season long, hobbles off.
He was their best pass rusher coming out of training camp. Injured that ankle early. They've lost 3 of their 4 starting defensive linemen at one point during the season, so it's opened it up for guys like Cliff Washburn this year.
Yeah, Jimmy Verdon, Tim Sandage, and Adibi all 3 of them have been hurt all season long.
Certainly a price that these guys pay to come over here to play. Injuries can always occur at any level in any game, so they risk that with an opportunity to gain experience to go back to the NFL this fall to secure a position or to continue their NFL career.
Big 3rd and 5 here for Frankfurt on the short end of a 13-0 score. O'Sullivan gets it to Petrowski, and Petrowski has the 1st down to the 48-yard line.
Well, that was what JT was looking for all the way on that play. It's his favorite target. This is the tight end that has rare skill. I mean, he runs like a wide receiver. But here he is at the end of the line, just running a bow out. Safety Sean Mayer just a little late coming up to stop that play.
Petrowski, allocated by the Tennessee Titans, entered the NFL with the Titans as a free agent last year. Edwards on the carry. Edwards trying to find the edge. Edwards hit by Mayer and gets a yard, and that's about it. Sharon Edwards started the year with Berlin. Picks up a couple.
Let me show you Petrowski. We've talked about him as a receiver. Take a look at him here blocking and securing the end of the line of scrimmage. Here he's right here, one-on-one with the defensive end. He gets good movement at the point. Knocks him off the line of scrimmage, secures the corner, allows him to pick up a few yards, and he is the best blocking tight end in this league as well.
2nd and 8 for the Galaxy. O'Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan has Sharon Edwards, who skips for a first down to the 25-yard line.
Sullivan doing a good job of just staying in the pocket, staying calm in the pocket as it was collapsing around him, waiting for somebody to open up.
See O'Sullivan hustling with that no huddle. Also, the play clock in NFL Europa is only 35 seconds. So you've got to be a little quicker getting your calls in. See, he's already down to 10 seconds on the play clock. O'Sullivan to Birmingham, and he gets a couple of yards, and that's it. Brent Grimes on the tackle.
Talking about that, Bob, you know, the 35-second clock. I've been impressed overall this year with just the level of execution, getting the plays in, getting them out, getting the ball out of the hands.
That's the end of the
first quarter. It looks good for the first quarter here in this championship.
And it's looked very good for Vince Martino and his squad. Casey Bramlett's hooked up with Justin Jenkins and Marcus Maxwell for a pair of touchdowns after one. Hamburg with a 13-0 lead here in World Bowl 15.
NFL Europe World Bowl is being broadcast to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines by the American Forces Network. Since 1943, AFN has been informing and entertaining U.S. troops overseas. The NFL and AFN serving America's best.
Mini camps are tough on rookies.
He gets a lot in that first 24, 48 hours. You think you've got your feet underneath you, and then the veterans show up, starts all over again.
These are the guys they've looked up to all of their careers, and now all of a sudden they're sitting next to them in the meeting room. They're lining up next to them on the practice field.
You know, they're going to get a chance to see it firsthand from a pro.
You want to see if they can play.
Assimilate information.
Be accurate with his assignments.
Study as hard as they possibly can.
Those are the guys you feel that get it.
Breaking news in the gaming world.
The top pro gamers in America are disappearing.
This video just in, recorded at a local tournament. Players are being rounded up whether they like it or not.
Teams have been assembled. Games have been chosen. Join the country's top gamers as they compete for millions of dollars in the biggest pro gaming challenge in history. Don't miss the Championship Gaming Series beginning July 9th. Broadcast live only on DirecTV.
Hi, Holly. So, do you want to make 50 bucks the easy way? I'll make 50 bucks just for turning you on to this. It's a 50-50 offer. You get to dump unreliable cable and fall in love with DirecTV. Plus, you get a DVD player and 50 bucks. And I get 50 bucks. What's not to love?
Sign up your friends, and you'll both make 50 bucks. Go to directtv.com/refer.
So, do you want to make 50 bucks the easy way?
It's set for the start of the second quarter. Hamburg a 13-0 lead over Frankfurt. Frankfurt facing a big 2nd and 9. What do they have cooked up on the sideline? We check in with head coach Mike Jones.
You want to go 0 trips on Azure? I want to go trips 60 times. That's what he got. Or trips smash. That's what he got. Let's go comeback. All right.
Trip comeback is what J.T. O'Sullivan wants to run. Knows this offense very well. He's going to have 3 receivers to one side. Guy's going to go down about 8 yards and come back. What I've been watching here today is a lot of guys slipping on this wet turf. So when they come back here, they got to plant that foot in the ground and keep their feet underneath them.
Number 1.
Birmingham in the backfield with O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan likes to buy time with his legs, and he skips it to Birmingham. And there is a flag on the play as well. Back in the offensive backfield.
Holding, number 60 offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's Matt McChesney, allocated by the New York Jets, called for the hold.
You know, in NFL Europe this year, as well as throughout the preseason, they're going to have the umpire, who is normally where the middle linebacker is, back behind the line of scrimmage. So he made the call. So you see the referee over here, and here's the umpire who's normally here. Well, they're trying it out here so that the umpire will have less interference in a play.
Fred Bryan is the umpire. 2nd and 19. O'Sullivan to the middle of the field, and O'Sullivan able to complete it short of the first down. That's Robert Ortiz with the catch. Ortiz had 27 catches during the season.
Well, this is a slot receiver offense, and here's Ortiz in the slot here. Going to find the opening down in the middle of the field behind the linebacker in front of the safety. O'Sullivan did a good job of identifying.
Big 3rd and 3 here for Frankfurt. O'Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan fights, and he's got the first down. Great pocket awareness by J.T. O'Sullivan with Benny Shola on his back.
O'Sullivan is a man. I mean, he's 220 pounds, got some size to him. And so what he likes to do here in this situation, a lot like Jeff Garcia did in Philadelphia last year, likes to step up and attack the defense, find the opening, get into the clearance to see down the field. In that case, being able to pick up the first down on the run.
Fresh set of downs for the Frankfurt Galaxy on the short end of a 13-0 score. They blitz. O'Sullivan just heaves it for Huggins, and he can't hook up with him. Felton Huggins got a step, but O'Sullivan couldn't find him.
Yeah, this is a good example of a back picking up a blitz in that play. Sharon Edwards stepping up right here and picking up the blitz. Bam. Hitting Robertson right off balance there, allowing O'Sullivan just to get that ball, but he'd like to have that one back to Felton Huggins. Well, that's exactly what they wanted.
They'd love to see more blitzes with their receivers.
For that reason.
2nd and 10 for Frankfurt. Edwards the tailback. O'Sullivan tripped up and dropped from behind. Justin Kirpakis got a hand on him.
Hamburg, because of the way that O'Sullivan likes to step up, is running some stunts up front with their defensive line. And so watch this loop right here. Here comes the loop around, and that loop is designed to try to take that running lane from O'Sullivan away.
Gibson got the first hand on him. Kirpakis tripped him up. So 3rd and long here for Frankfurt. No blitz this time. O'Sullivan looking deep for Middleton. He's got a touchdown, Frankfurt. When you need a big play, go to your best.
That got the crowd awake, and that was great execution. Boy, O'Sullivan has been the best quarterback this season with the best offense because of throws just like that.
And Brandon Middleton, with 45 catches this season, hits pay dirt. Reese Lloyd on the extra point. So Brandon Middleton and J.T. O'Sullivan hook up on a 3rd and 10 with the perfect throw by O'Sullivan. Good protection. Middleton does the rest. Frankfurt within 6.
To a teenager, every obstacle can seem insurmountable. Pittsburgh Steeler Troy Polamalu
It's not that hard. Come on.
knows that with a little support, they can overcome anything.
Let's go, man.
But he can't be there for every team that needs help. You know a few words of encouragement.
You can do it. Come on.
Maybe you could give him a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
I'm up. Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Hoshimazode. Yes. Lock it up.
Who? What?
TJ, how's vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
NFL.com Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Houshmandzadeh from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshimazole. Got it. Championship.
Go to NFL.com/fantasy for early bird specials sign-up offers.
Frankfurt wide receiver Brandon Middleton has been NFL Europa's leading dual threat. Second in the league in receptions this year with 45. He's been a big play man for J.T. O'Sullivan. He also has second in punt returns, 11 yards a return, including a 71-yarder in week 6 against Berlin. Got his start in the NFL with St. Louis under Mike Martz's offense, and he learned a lot from Henry Ellard, the coach, and Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he learned how to practice as well in St. Louis. That every day you got to put your track shoes on. He's excited about tomorrow. His daughter Brielle celebrating her 3rd birthday. These guys all making sacrifices to come over here. A lot of guys missing some of their kids' birthdays being over here this year.
Says he's more relaxed this year as far as understanding his routes. Davis on the kick return for Hamburg. Davis hit hard near the 30-yard line. So Casey Bramlett, 2 possessions, 2 touchdown passes so far for the quarterback of Hamburg. And he has been outstanding running the offense for the Sea Devils. You know, road teams have had unprecedented success this year in NFL Europa. Frankfurt, though, 5-0 in this building this year.
And that's one of the reasons why, is you don't know what a whistle is. Is it an official's whistle? Is it a fan's whistle? It sounds like a big whistle out there.
On a 1st and 10, Tony Hollings gets about 3. Hollings spent 3 years with the Houston Texans out of Georgia Tech. Quentin Griffin, also part of the running back tandem. Griffin, though, got hurt 2 weeks ago against Frankfurt, ankle injury. We have not seen him yet.
Yeah, I mean, Quentin Griffin was that guy that Denver used for a couple of years as a change of pace back. Smaller, but Hollins has come in and it fitted well. And then they'll use Jermaine Allen, who's a national player, who's a very good blocker, who's in there now.
2nd and 6 for Hamburg. Maxwell, the motion man. Bramlett with time. Allen on the catch. Sinclair on the tackle, but a 1st down for the Sea Devils.
I'm just watching the protection right now, Bob, for Casey Bramlett. And, you know, this guy Adam O'Connor is the left tackle. Doesn't have a stain on his jersey yet because he does such a good job of staying on his feet, but he's a perfect example of why a guy comes over. He came out of William & Mary where he's a defensive lineman. Went to the Carolina Panthers last year, had a block. Went to the offensive line, had a block Julius Peppers. Didn't do very well. Getting a full season here and improving every day.
1st and 10 for Hamburg. Bramlett rips it. Intended for Jenkins, who slipped coming out of the break.
Watch Adam O'Connor here. I've watched him. He's a very conscientious player as he just wires up Justin Brown on the last play using long arms and great athletic ability. It is. I mean, big hands, right hands. See the hands right inside. When an offensive lineman can get their hands inside like that and lock out, they usually win.
2nd and 10 for Hamburg. Allen, the tailback. Bramlett gets it out quickly, nearly intercepted.
It's a second
by Edward Kwaku.
Second slip by Marcus Maxwell on this series.
Flag in the secondary. We'll check the flag.
Prior to the pass, illegal use of hands. Hands to the face, 27 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Sherdonia Mitchell of Frankfurt called for the penalty.
But I think that they will go after Shadonian Mitchell today. I mean, he's an all-NFL Europe player. Had an interception back in week 1 for a touchdown. But he's a guy that likes to play off his man. He gives you a lot of cushion. And those penalties are costly because it gives Hamburg a fresh set of downs. That's a 3rd defensive penalty by Frankfurt in this game, giving them a first down.
Allen, the tailback, and a 1st and 10 for Hamburg. Allen on the carry. And he'll get a couple right into the teeth of the defense. I think Adam O'Connor might have gotten his jersey dirty for the first time.
If he did, it was because he finished his man taking him down to the ground.
Now, O'Connor was funny. He was a defensive lineman in college. He said Dan Henning, the former offensive coordinator at Carolina, called and said, "We're moving you to offense." His first snap was against Julius Peppers. He said, and he grew up a Panthers fan. He's like, "Oh my gosh."
I think he was a little starstruck outside the fact that he'd never blocked a defensive lineman in his life.
2nd and 7 for the Sea Devils. Bramlett gets it off underneath. Teo Johnson on the catch. There's the power of Johnson. It took Sinclair to finally bring him down.
Well, Adam O'Connor right here just got a pretty good spin move from Justin Brown. Watch, he comes for the shiver right here. You don't see that spin to the outside by many defensive linemen. And he was able to almost get a hit on the legs there of Bramlett. So good battle going on down at the bottom. More you can see over here, because nothing replaces the skill of playing the game. The more they can see, the more tools they'll have to go back to training camp this fall.
3rd and a long one for Casey Bramlett in Hamburg. Has plenty of time. Easy pitch and catch. Jenkins has a first down to the 33-yard line. Again, working on Mitchell.
Good throw by Bramlett, though. I mean, that's what you want to see. 3rd down throws. You got to keep the chains moving. You got a small group of fans here cheering you on. And this is a big-time throw. Steps into this throw. Puts that finger of his right on the tip of the ball the way Terry Bradshaw and Jeff George did. That's good route. Beating Shadonian Mitchell in the slot. Getting a little separation. And then Bramlett finding him.
1st and 10. Hamburg's offense has not been stopped yet. Allen on the cutback. Allen runs right through a tackle. Jermaine Allen to the 10, and Allen is going to score. What a run by Jermaine Allen from the United Kingdom. And that was all hustle.
And power. I mean, we saw him the other day in practice. He's 230 pounds. Lowered his shoulder, ran through the first tackle, and kept the legs moving. And that national program, you mentioned that he was born and raised here in England, over here in Europe, and the national program just gets better and better and better as they begin to develop more and more players.
He had 3 touchdowns in the regular season. Hamburg has 3 offensive possessions, 3 touchdowns. Another wayward snap. And Andrews able to sneak it inside the left upright. Well, Jermaine Allen has done a nice job in blocking, catching, and now how about this 33-yard run? Ran right over Jamar Landrum. Forget about it. He would not be denied. Shardanya Mitchell, forget about you. I'm going for 6. Jermaine Allen and Hamburg in front, 20-7 here in the second.
What's up? Nothing. Check this out. Is that what you call a chair in Minnesota? It's game time. Bring it! Oh, yeah.
Go to NFLShop.com to get your new NFL Draft Day hat.
I want that!
NFLShop.com.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question?
Whose move is it?
That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do.
The question is, what moves you?
Count down the NFL's top 10s. Debate topics from around the league. Everybody has an opinion, and here's ours. NFL's top 10 single-season performances. Wednesday at 9, only on NFL Network.
The Hamburg fans celebrating here in Frankfurt. Their team with a 20-7 lead here in the second quarter. Bob Papa, Brian Baldinger. Brian, take a look at the last touchdown run by Jermaine Allen.
Watch the block here by Teo Johnson to get this play started. Secures the line, knocks Maurice White on his back, but then Landrum here's got to make this tackle. I mean, that should be about a 3 or 4 yard gain there. And then Shadonia Mitchell had a chance to make that tackle. And look, we see that in the NFL as well. We see bad tackling around the league. And we see it here as well. He just don't spend enough time using it, practicing.
From the United Kingdom. I never thought as a kid growing up that he'd have a touchdown in an American football game.
Championship football game.
And he's got one. 3 offensive possessions for Hamburg, 3 touchdowns. Andrus on the kickoff. To Corey Birmingham for Frankfurt. Birmingham gets a crease, and Birmingham body slam down at the 35-yard line. Good field position, though, for Frankfurt. J.T. O'Sullivan's last possession, culminating in a touchdown pass. What numbers he had this season. Look at the completion percentage, touchdowns, quarterback rating, over 100.
Well, he's a guy that has been in the league for a long time as a third quarterback. Been to Green Bay, been to Chicago, been to New Orleans. And in those places, he's never had a quarterback get hurt where he got a chance to go play. So he's been holding a clipboard on Sundays in the NFL, and this is great for him.
They go empty backfield with Birmingham split to the top of your screen. O'Sullivan works the middle of the field. And he gets it to Petrowski, and Petrowski picks up almost 9 on the play.
Well, the idea behind going empty, that is with no backs in the backfield, is to get that man, Petrowski, one-on-one. So here he is here. He's going to run this little bow out right there. And he's really one-on-one with the linebacker. And that's what they figure if they get 5 guys out, they cannot double-team Petrowski and still cover the other receivers.
2nd and 1 for Frankfurt. Sharon Edwards gets hammered by Hargrave short of the first down. There is a flag on the play as well.
That's a bad run, though, by Edwards. I mean, you need a yard there to pick up that first down. That's not a cutback play. That's put your head into the belly.
Holding, number 72 offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Jason Murphy, allocated by Seattle from Virginia Tech, called for the penalty.
Yeah, he's the right tackle in this play, right on the edge of the line of scrimmage. See, Karpaikas got inside position on him. I don't know. I mean, that's a phantom call. Karpaikas beat him upfield. He never got his hands on him. And I think that's what Jason Murphy is saying. And I think Mike Jones is saying the same thing.
6th penalty against Frankfurt for 56 yards. 2nd and 12. We haven't had a punt yet. Frankfurt was stopped on a 4th and 1. Hamburg scored on all 3 of their possessions. O'Sullivan to Edwards. Good pursuit to the football at the 39-yard line. Listening to head coach Mike Jones.
60 smash. 0 trip, 60 smash.
60 is the protection. You're going to have 3 receivers to the left side. You're running kind of an inside-outside combination route on those 3 receivers.
I need you all over the ball.
Hosack split. O'Sullivan trying to find some running room. Finds Edwards, and Edwards has the first down. Sharon Edwards still keeps his feet. And Edwards knocked out at the 25-yard line.
J.T. O'Sullivan spent time in Green Bay, and this is very much like Brett Favre. I mean, he always believes like he can make a play, and here he is at the very end, running into his home man, Manny Akah, being able to get that ball off. But the key was he never took his eyes off down the field.
Justin Wyatt had a chance to make the tackle after only a couple of yards, too. Big play, 1st and 10 at the 25 for Frankfurt. O'Sullivan again. He loves to run him. Look at JT all the way to the 10. He faked the pitch.
Well, here's what's going on, is they're flooding down the field with their routes, picking up man-to-man, and so guys are turning their backs and running from him. So now he gets through the soup here, through all of the confusion. And he's still looking. He's still got his blinkers on, changing lanes down the field.
They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Ball outside the 10 at the 11. Birmingham. Nice move by DeCorey. Birmingham takes it to the 5-yard line. So you feel the Frankfurt offense picking up a little.
Running behind their left tackle, Bobby Harris, who does a good job of widening the hole along with J.K. Niklos. That's a good move, though.
Second down for Frankfurt. Birmingham. DeCorey. Birmingham walks in for the touchdown. Wow, great blocking up front by the Frankfurt Galaxy. And we expected an offensive explosion in this game, and with 4:28 to go in the half, we still don't have a punt.
I don't think we're going to get one. The offenses are executing so well.
Reese Lloyd on for the extra point. And Lloyd stripes it right down the middle. DeCorey Birmingham allocated by the New York Giants. Answers Hamburg's touchdown run with a run of his own.
Runs right behind Missant here and Manny Aka. You see that good push. And Petrowski there at the end did a good job. The hit by Walker a little too late, but good movement at the point. You know, Frankfurt won this championship a year ago. They set a record for running in a World Bowl game, and we haven't seen much from the running game so far today, but that's a good finish in an area where it's very difficult to throw.
That was a nice read by Birmingham because he had the cutback lane to his left, but if he takes it further outside, the safety Sean Mayer was right there, and Birmingham then shot it right back up the middle.
Well, you know, good running backs run with their eye, you know, and he felt the push. He saw the safety cut inside it, so didn't try to do too much, but really that job was a good job of pushing on the left side of that offensive line.
Corey Birmingham and Frankfurt trying to battle back. Hamburg scored on their first 3 possessions. Frankfurt was stopped on a 4th and 1. And Reese Lloyd with the kickoff. Good high kick. Davis from his own 3. Josh Davis chased by Jamison, run out by Petrowski, and over to Signage. Well, these two teams have had some interesting battles during the regular season. Frankfurt coach Mike Jones used the big play to beat Hamburg in week 3. Aaron Hosack and the Galaxy passed their way to a 20-17 victory. Then 2 weeks ago, Hamburg returned the favor, winning in dramatic fashion. This 50-yard touchdown pass to Marcus Maxwell with 48 seconds to go enabled Hamburg to escape with a 36-31 victory. For Vince Martino and his squad. 1st and 10 for Hamburg. Hollings slips, and then Matt Sinclair covers him up.
All right, Bob, you know, it's been an offensive showdown today. Both offenses moving the ball very well. In fact, at this point of the game, both offenses with exactly the same number of yards gained. I don't think it's a case of bad defense here. We did see some bad tackling on the last drive by Frankfurt, but for the most part, it's been very good execution by 2 really good quarterbacks.
Because both of these teams have played pretty good defense over the course of the season. Second down for Bramlett. Has some time. Bramlett in trouble, and Bramlett gets sacked. Back at the 13-yard line. Steve Fifta gets the sack. Brownlow was trying to do a J.T. O'Sullivan there.
Well, you know, I mean, he had a lot of time, but the coverage down the field was excellent. There's a penalty down the field that Mike Jones is arguing about. But this is just great house, just a four-man rush right here. You can see the pocket.
Number 31 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
They call it on Bill Alford downfield. And that is just another backbreaker for Frankfurt. I mean, if the sack stands, it's 3rd and forever.
Yeah.
And now it's an automatic first down.
That's the worst penalty in football, because there they are. Fafita is down the ground right there, gets the sack. Good pressure, good coverage. And now they get a fresh set of downs. So the defense stays on that field just a little bit longer.
1st and 10 for Hamburg. Bramlett gives to Allen. Sinclair drops him at the 30-yard line after a gain of 4. Let's take a look at that penalty against Bill Alford, the illegal contact.
Here's on the outside. All-league corner working on Marcus Maxwell. Double move. That's a good call, though. I mean, that's a double move, and after 5 yards, you know, he engaged with him right there and stopped him from going down the field.
And that contact caused Bramlett to pull the ball back down and start scrambling.
I mean, they wanted to take a deep shot against Alford on that double move.
2nd down. Davis in motion. Allen into the line, gets nothing. Fifta on the tackle. And that should take us down to the 2-minute warning.
You know, what we haven't seen is, we haven't seen a turnover yet. On this wet field, championship game, no turnovers. Good job of taking care of the football. So, really, the strength of this Frankfurt team is their front four. Fitz right there. I mean, they're trying to get to Casey Bramlett and put some pressure on him.
Looks like they're going to run a play here before the 2-minute warning. They do not have to. They have time in the play clock.
Won't get it off.
Bramlett will, no. Let's see now. The officials step in and flag on the play. Let's see what the call is.
It certainly looked like the 2-minute clock had struck 2 before the snap of the ball.
Then the officials came in and blew the play dead.
John Perry in the white hat is the referee, the NFL referee on Sunday back in the States. These guys have gotten so much work in NFL Europe.
We have the 2-minute warning. After the 2-minute warning, after the play was over, personal foul, 98 defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
Another defensive penalty. John Siptak called for the penalty.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Well, the Frankfurt Galaxy lost their composure a little bit. They're on the short end of the score, 20-14 here in the second.
He didn't hear any 2-minute.
The NFL Europe World Bowl is being broadcast to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines by the American Forces Network. Since 1943, AFN has been informing and entertaining U.S. troops overseas. The NFL and AFN, serving America's best.
All across the country, fans are seeing football in a whole new way. With unprecedented access to the NFL, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fans have made NFL Network one of the fastest growing networks in television history. So when you want access to the National Football League, connect to the place where football season never ends.
Hey, I'm Don Shula, and I lost 32 pounds on Nutrisystem.
And I'm Marianne Shula, and I've lost 23 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Introducing Nutrisystem Silver, the weight loss program that lets older Americans eat great and lose weight.
Let's face it, the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight.
Not anymore, honey. It's easy with Nutrisystem.
Call or go online now to order 4 weeks of delicious meals. Through this special offer, your order will automatically be delivered once every 4 weeks. And you can get an extra 2 weeks of Nutrisystem Silver meals free.
I'm 77 years old, and I feel great.
It's so easy.
Our secret is the breakthrough science of the glycemic advantage that separates good carbs from bad. Every perfectly portioned Nutrisystem meal is delivered right to your door, and your shipping is free.
Trust me, you will lose weight.
See how Nutrisystem Silver can change your body and get a full 2 weeks of food and these vitamins free. Call now to find out how.
Brandon Charles in our NFL Network studios. Breaking news to tell you about. The Chicago Bears have waived defensive tackle Terry Tank Johnson. The release comes just 3 days after Johnson was pulled over by Arizona police early Friday morning, traveling 40 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone after officers believed he was, quote, impaired to the slightest degree. Of course, earlier this year, Johnson served 60 days in jail for a probation violation stemming from a gun charge. June 3rd, he was suspended by the NFL without pay for the first 8 games of the regular season for violating the league's personal conduct policy. In the Bears' decision to release Johnson, Bears GM Jerry Angelo says the following: "We are upset and embarrassed by Tank's actions last week. He compromised the credibility of our organization. We made it clear to him he had no room for error. Our goal was to help someone through a difficult period in his life, but the effort needs to come from both sides. It didn't, and we've decided to move on." Much more on this story and more coming up on NFL Total Access at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Nearly 50,000 fans on hand here in Frankfurt. Yellow Strom World Bowl 15. Bob Papa, Brian Baldinger, so glad you can join us. Explosive game between Hamburg and Frankfurt. Hamburg in front by a 20-14 score. And Mike Jones is livid right now with John Perry, the referee, about the play being blown dead because of the 2-minute warning. But it doesn't take away the fact that John Siptak hit Casey Bramlett after he got rid of the football.
Yeah, whether they blew the play dead or not, it was a late hit by Siptak. Bramlett had thrown the ball was out of his hands, had time to hold up and put the hit on him. And Siptak is a guy that has a great motor. And he wasn't listening to any whistle. You're not going to hear a whistle in this stadium anyways.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 2:00.
See Siptak's numbers this season.
Thank you.
But so far, Frankfurt has not been able to stop Hamburg's offense. Now we're under 2 minutes to go in the half. Traditional timing rules come into play. On an incomplete pass or a player getting out of bounds, the game clock stops. Final 2 minutes of the first half, last 5 minutes of the game. Hollings on the run. Gets a couple, and that's it.
You know, they haven't run the ball for a lot of yards, but they've stayed with it. You know, they've been able to run it a little bit. Bramble's been a good job of just converting the third down.
And look at that, they moved the umpire, Fred Bryan, back to his normal position in the middle of the linebackers. Bramlett, Jenkins has a first down to the 41-yard line.
That Jenkins is having a good game. He's got a touchdown in the opening drive. He's been a safety net in the middle of the field. Here he is in the slot. A good job of just playing off Shadonia Mitchell and beating him again.
Bramlett on a 1st and 10. Plenty of time. There's his fastball, and he completes it to the 20-yard line to Teo Johnson.
Good-looking drive here by Hamburg. And really, the offensive line has done a great job against a good defensive front of allowing Bramlett to step up.
Plenty of time. 2 timeouts remaining. Just under a minute to go. Bramlett under pressure. Bramlett to the end zone. Can't hook up with Jenkins. They're going to get a holding call, though. Steve Fifta, number 94, looked like he was getting good pressure and got held going to Bramlett. The defensive lineman for Frankfurt.
Not many mistakes by Hamburg today.
Number 57 offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
O'Connor.
Wow, he got beat inside, and then he tried to recover. He got beat on a spin move. He can't believe it, but I mean, here he is. He does get beat on a spin to the inside here. That's Siptak. He's got him on the ground right there. I think all O'Connor did was just finish the play by diving on him.
Ryan Gibbons is the one that held, though. He held Fifta. They spot it back at the 31. Bramlett with time. Bramlett has Parson. And Parson down to the 12-yard line. Boy, they're making it look easy.
Well, they're finding the dead spots in the zone. And the timing right now
Hamburg.
between Bramlett and the receivers is perfect.
This drive started back at the 20-yard line. And Hamburg has moved it down the field.
Well, the last time these two teams played, Bob, it was a 36-31 Hamburg win. The defenses were much like this. You see this? There it is. Here's the dead spot in the zone, right between the defenders, between Sinclair and Mitchell. That's the dead spot, and Bramlett can feel it right now.
Seems like Mitchell is always in that dead spot.
Well, he's been picked on here a bunch today.
Let's go. Just give him on the right here. Let's give him 8. You got 8 on your
Casey
wrist.
Bramlett with nearly a perfect first half. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes. All 3 possessions have resulted in touchdowns. 11 of 14, 152 yards.
Well, if you want to be perfect, the championship game on the road in this type of atmosphere is when you want to play like that.
Hollings, the tailback. Moves Juan Wong, a national player from Mexico, and sends Jenkins in motion. Bramlett got Wong and can't find him. Juan Wong.
Well, we've had a player from England score a touchdown for Hamburg today. They almost had a receiver from Mexico score. This was the vision of Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, really fueling this league for a number of years to be able to get national players to this level of beating American players.
3rd and 1. Jenkins in motion. Bramlett, quick release. Teo Johnson's got the first down to the 6. Sheridan Mitchell again on the tackle.
Teo Johnson said this league has been a godsend for him. Talked to a number of players in the NFL about him.
Now Bramlett will just spike it with 14 seconds. Marcus Maxwell was shaken up.
Yeah.
I don't think Bramlett initially wanted to spike the ball.
When you get down inside the 10-yard line, you want to maximize your plays, trying to get the ball into the end zone.
Everything has worked for Vince Martino, the head coach of Hamburg. He runs the offense. So the only difference between being an assistant and a head coach, he says, I got to make all the decisions now. All the final decisions.
Timeout, Hamburg.
Now Hamburg will call a timeout.
He'd like to do that one all over again from the beginning, all the way through, as they had to burn a timeout.
Check in on Marcus Maxwell, who has a touchdown catch in this game. Allocated by the San Francisco 49ers in 2005, a 7th-round pick. Appeared in 4 games that year, was on the Niners practice squad last year. And boy, he looks like a player that can help somebody in the NFL.
I agree with you, Bob.
All right, wristband 9, wristband 9. Over.
Well, they've had 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns. They're trying to make it 4 for 4.
Listen up, listen up. We got 1 play, and then we're off the field to kick a field goal. It's going to be a touchdown or incomplete. Get in the end zone. 8, Oregon. The bunch drop. Ray, Holger on 1. Ready.
Sounds like he's going through adolescence right there as the voice just cracked.
He's had to do a lot of yelling with this loud crowd. He said, get in the end zone. It's either a touchdown or incomplete. Jenkins in motion. Bramlett looking for Jenkins and Johnson. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted in the end zone. Landrum was there and nearly had the interception.
Nearly did, but at least he threw it into the end zone. You see a lot of times in the NFL where guys will come up short and they won't even have a chance for a field goal. It's going to Teo Johnson right here. You can see it's almost like low post basketball there. Just getting him on his hip.
But Landrum should have picked that off.
Yeah.
24-yard field goal attempt for St. Andrews. And Andrews, who missed an extra point, knocks the field goal through. And Hamburg has had 4 offensive possessions in this game, and they've scored every time as Casey Bramlett marches his team to a field goal with just 4 seconds to go in the half. Well, Casey Bramlett in the big game is having a big game to cap off, which has been a tremendous season for Bramlett. Casey Bramlett, the second spin through NFL Europa, allocated by the Redskins. Hit 59% of his passes this year, threw for over 2,000 yards. Quarterback rating of 97.5, 16 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions.
Casey Bramlett is going to get married on July 7th coming up. He was supposed to get married last year in July, but was with the Redskins, didn't think it was the right time. What a great situation for him last year where Al Saunders came in as a new offensive coordinator. Mark Brunell, who was the incumbent starter, was getting most of the reps. Jason Campbell, former #1 draft pick, was there. Todd Collins. He said there was just no opportunity to get any reps in practice in Washington last year.
And he said 7-7-0-7 means the completion of perfection as Mitchell on the return. That's the final play of the first half. Well, Mike Jones' defense not able to get a single stop in the first half of play. Casey Bramlett has been the star to this point, engineering 4 scoring drives and throwing 2 touchdown passes. Yellowstrom World Bowl 15 at the half. Hamburg in front, 23-14. A lot to come here at the half. Mike Jones giving John Perry an earful. We'll hear from Meatloaf and much, much more.
I know it was you. There was 1 dew left in the fridge, and now it's gone, and you were the only one here.
He's yelling at the toaster again.
You knew I wanted that chance to win the flat screen and the Xbox 360. Is that how you want to do it? You want to play like that? The toaster's got my due. The toaster's got my due.
Yes.
I'm going to break him apart. I'm going to break him apart. There he is. He's doing it again. Oh, you want to play it like that? Because I can do it all night long, baby. This is not over, dude. It's not over.
Transform your summer with Mountain Dew and a chance to win thousands of cool prizes daily.
In theaters July 4th.
Welcome back to Frankfurt at the half of Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. Hamburg leading Frankfurt 23-14. They've had 4 offensive possessions. They've scored on all 4 possessions in front of this capacity crowd here at Commerzbank Arena. Bob Papa, Brian Baldinger. And Brian, I'll tell you what, in this first half, we've seen tremendous execution by both offenses.
Well, we haven't seen a punt. So that generally means the offenses have been pretty good. Now, if you look at it closely, Frankfurt's made a lot of penalties on defense, which has allowed Hamburg to hang on to it. But you're right, the execution, the plays getting in on a fast clock, the ball out, converting on 3rd downs right now. We've seen this most of the year. The 2 best offenses, and they look like the 2 best offenses and performing like it in a championship game.
Well, Hamburg got the ball first, and they engineered a magnificent 70-yard drive. It took 12 plays, and it culminated in a Justin Jenkins touchdown catch, and it was pretty easy for Casey Bramlett.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what an atmosphere to come in against really a broken right there coverage by Frankfurt. Took advantage of it, but Bramlett comes right back on a flea flicker in the 2nd drive to Marcus Maxwell for a big touchdown. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. And then J.T. O'Sullivan answered with a drive of his own and a great throw to Brandon Middleton. Big-time throw and catch to get Frankfurt on the board.
Then Jermaine Allen, a couple busted tackles. Jamar Landrum missed one, and then Sheridan Mitchell missed one. 33-yard touchdown run.
Well, it should have been about a 3-yard gain, turned out to be a touchdown, 3rd straight touchdown for Hamburg in 3 possessions, but great power and balance from Jermaine Allen on the run.
And then Frankfurt would respond once again, and this time they used the running game of their own to Corey Birmingham.
Yeah, really great push by the offensive line to get some movement there and get the ball in a tight situation. They brought the fullback in, J.K. Nick Close, and he was able to get him in.
The only mistake, really, that was made by Hamburg in the first half was they missed an extra point, but you take a look at these first half stats.
Yeah, well, look, Casey Bramlett, you mentioned it, has been practically perfect here in that first half. But the penalties have really, really hurt the Frankfurt Galaxy. Those are 8 penalties for Frankfurt, not the 2. And so that has benefited Hamburg's offense throughout the afternoon.
Well, the question is, can a defense get a stop? Frankfurt needs to get a couple of stops if they want to get back in this game. Casey Bramlett and the Hamburg Sea Devils in control, 23-14 at the half. Frankfurt gets the ball when we return.
Thinking about getting a 30-year fixed mortgage around 6.2%? That's smart. But getting a 30-year fixed around 6.2% with payment flexibility, that's Smart 30. The Smart 30 mortgage exclusively from Quicken Loans. No other mortgage combines the peace of mind of a 30-year fixed with the freedom to lower your payment like Smart 30. Here's what makes it the smartest mortgage around. You get the security of knowing your low rate around 6.2% will never go up. And for the first 10 years, you can go month by month and either make your full payment or choose a lower interest-only payment. You get it all. The security of a 30-year fixed and the flexibility to lower your payment when you need to.
Quicken Loans is allowing us to do a lot of different things we weren't able to do before.
If you're thinking of getting a 30-year fixed loan, you owe it to yourself to call Quicken Loans and ask about this Smart 30 mortgage. Call now. No one knows how long rates around 6.2% will last. Quicken Loans, America's home loan experts.
We're twins. She has astigmatism. When you walked up to me, I was so freaked out. So the glasses are gone. Yeah, I don't have to wear them anymore. New school, new me. I always thought I couldn't wear contacts, but it was time to do something. My doctor told me that AccuView Advanced made a contact lens just for people with astigmatism. What's astigmatism? It's just a big word for you don't see as sharply as you could. He said they were made with HydroClear, so they're really comfortable. I can't even feel them. You tell us. Which one has the astigmatism?
For a free trial pair certificate, go to try.accuview.com. AccuView Advanced for Astigmatism.
Hamburg with a 23-14 lead over Frankfurt in the Yellowstrom World Bowl 15 from Frankfurt, Germany. Festive crowd, a lot of scoring as we saw at the highlights. J.T. O'Sullivan, you know, his team was only stopped once on a 4th and 1. He's moved the ball for his squad as you get a look at Hamburg coming out of their locker room. And the talk in the Hamburg locker room at the half right before they came out is it's a 0-0 score, guys. 0-0 score.
Well, what you have to know in this league is that no lead is safe. 9 points in this league, the way Frankfurt can move the ball and the way their offense has moved it throughout the season isn't going to be enough. So I know J.T. O'Sullivan feels confident about his offense and about his ability, and he knows as long as there's time on the clock, they can take the ball down and score.
They've had games earlier this season where they were down early, rallied. Casey Bramlett and his team, the Hamburg Sea Devils, come into this game having won 4 in a row. They were in a playoff-like atmosphere the last 4 weeks of the season in order to get in to World Bowl 15. They won some very big games down the stretch.
Well, what's impressive, and we've seen it today, is, you know, back in February, March, when we went to training camp in Tampa, most of these guys didn't know each other. They put this offense together, and you could tell that they practiced well throughout the year because the execution of both these offenses is very, very high. And you know, so many good quarterbacks have come out of this league. We know about Kurt Warner. You know, we know about Jake Delhomme, but I mean, this year, Damon Heward probably will start for the Kansas City Chiefs. He led Frankfurt to a World Bowl back in 1998. J.T. O'Sullivan hopes that he can follow that list of quarterbacks into the NFL.
Says he just wants to get a shot where he gets an opportunity to play.
Well, just think about the guys that have gotten an opportunity. I mean, whether you're Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe gets hurt and you get a chance in your second year, or Trent Green gets hurt in St. Louis and Kurt Warner got a shot. I mean, J.T. O'Sullivan is waiting for that chance because we never would have found out what Warner or maybe Brady could do if they didn't get that chance.
And you look at some of the guys that are on NFL rosters right now as backup quarterbacks, guys who haven't played for 3, 4, 5 years, and you just wonder if O'Sullivan is given a fair chance to compete, or a Casey Bramlett or some of the other quarterbacks in NFL Europa that, hey, they could make an impact.
Sometimes you got to take, you know, the road more traveled or less traveled. I mean, and so J.T. O'Sullivan here, you look at the all NFL Europe team. O'Sullivan's not alone here. His receiver Middleton Matt St. Clair, the middle linebacker. Reese Lloyd, I think, is a kicker. A lot of kickers from this league have gone on. Had great success, like Adam Vinatieri, in the NFL. Bobby Harris probably playing out of position here, probably more of a guard, but playing left tackle for this team.
And Hamburg well represented on the all NFL Europa team as well. And Sean Mayer is a guy that said he learned a lot from being with the New England Patriots. And Rodney Harrison said he just watched him and he learned how to be a pro. It was Harrison's first year in New England. Had a knee injury last year with Cleveland, but he thinks he's now at 100% and can give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's back here this year. Justin Kopakis is a guy that has played in a 3-4 style of defense with Pittsburgh and with Cleveland. He wanted to show teams in the league that he could play a 4-3 style of defense. Sean Mayer tore his MCL in Cleveland last year. Was in New England for the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Well, this is a very important drive for the Frankfurt offense to start this third quarter. Get some momentum, get a score on the board.
Kopakis there got a little ammonia cap right there, getting the cobwebs out, getting ready for a championship second half.
Shane Andrews will kick it off for Hamburg. Birmingham slips on the turf, and Mayer gobbles him up at the 23-yard line. Seems like Mayer is always in the right spot to make a tackle.
That's not an accident. Guys that are in the right place. I mean, he had over 60 tackles in 10 games this year, led the team by over 20 tackles. So that's not an accident. That guy is on a mission. In fact, he spoke to the team on Tuesday, and he spoke so much that the head coach, Vince Martino, said, I didn't have to say anything to the team. He spoke for me.
1st and 10 for Frankfurt. Sharon Edwards, the tailback for J.T. O'Sullivan. Little catch and toss to Petrowski. And he fights 4 Sea Devils for extra yardage up to the 32-yard line.
There's some guys over here in this league, like Petrowski, and I've been coming over, Bob, for 11 years, that you just know are going to be very good NFL players for a long time. And Petro's going to be one of those guys that you can hear about probably in Tennessee this year, but you're going to hear that name over and over for a number of years.
I think he'd be a nice safety valve for Vince Young. Sharon Edwards on the carry. You heard JT say get the first, and he did just that.
Okay, one guy down there for Frankfurt we haven't talked about today is Aaron Hozak. About 6'5", has played in this league for a little bit, been with the Minnesota Vikings. 6'5", half his catches this year went for touchdowns. And he's a guy right now that at the top of the screen could be a part of this offense in the second half.
He split to the top of the screen on a 1st and 10. Only had 12 catches this year, but big plays. 2 touchdown catches of over 60 yards. O'Sullivan flips it out in the flat, and that's incomplete.
I told JT he's got to stop flipping a ball like that. He said, I'm going to have one flip in a game. You know, all you have to do is just turn that ball over one time, and that will negate any good play you make in a game.
Well, there's the one time.
That was it. He always believes that any chance you have to rescue a play, especially if you're down 9, you got to take that shot.
2nd and 10 for Frankfurt. O'Sullivan avoiding some pressure. O'Sullivan knocked away from Edwards as the linebacker Trent Bray got a hand in on him.
Tell you, O'Sullivan, first of all, did a good job of avoiding the rush. But Hamburg is flying to the ball. They are making breaks right now. That last play was an example of really coming up and timing the play.
So 3rd and 10 now for Frankfurt.
Hamburg has not blitzed O'Sullivan today. They've been content with just rushing 4.
Yes. Yeah, why 90? Why 90? Yes.
They don't come this time. Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan deep over the middle. Middleton's got it. And a 1st down to the 25-yard line.
That's a big-time throw. I mean, that's just a pure post, splitting the safeties, the two deep safeties, throwing it literally right down the middle of the field with some mustard on it, showing his arm. Sullivan did a good job of stepping up into this pocket. He pulled the trigger on that one.
So 1st and 10 at the 24. O'Sullivan got hit and just threw it away. Gary Gibson's had an outstanding season. A 6th-round draft pick, all NFL Europa player, 20 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and he's elevated his game in the second half of the season.
Yeah, and this is he wants to have a little bit left in the tank here because they know right now Frankfurt is basically content to drop back and throw it every single down. You're going to get some one-on-ones with the offensive line up front that you got to win.
Osak split to the top of your screen. 2nd and 10. O'Sullivan looking deep into the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. Robert Ortiz battling the back line and signage.
That is how you want to start the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Being aggressive, showing the talent, showing you why he was the co-MVP of the offense in this league this year. Really on his way to showing mastery of the quarterback position.
O'Sullivan with his 2nd touchdown pass of the ball game. Reese Lloyd for the extra point, and Lloyd stripes it through. So Frankfurt pulls to within 2 at 23-21 as J.T. O'Sullivan hooks up with Robert Ortiz out of San Diego State. O'Sullivan got the time he needed and found his man Ortiz in the back of the end zone for the nifty touchdown grab.
This fall, NFL Network presents the return of Thursday and Saturday night football, the run to the playoffs. And it all starts Thanksgiving night, when Peyton Manning and the world champion Colts take on the Falcons. 8 unforgettable NFL games, with the playoffs on the line. Live in prime time. The run to the playoffs returns Thanksgiving night on NFL Network. Football 24/7.
Every Tuesday, a new series goes inside from every angle of a critical situation.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
Told by those who lived it.
We've got automatic weapons. There's nothing we have that can stop them.
In forensic detail.
This is in the air. This is in the air.
The first-hand accounts of an event beyond control. Critical Situation. The new series is on every Tuesday at 9 on Channel 276. The National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
You've got one on your tail.
They gaming on me?
Not a chance. Isn't Esurance one of the fastest growing auto insurance companies in America?
You bet. Thousands of drivers switch to Esurance every week.
So why does Esurance cruise past the competition?
With some of the fastest quotes on the web, Esurance makes auto insurance easy.
And you can print your insurance cards instantly.
Quote by print.
Finish line.
If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Get your fast, free auto insurance quote. Visit esurance.com today.
Frankfurt takes the opening drive of the 3rd quarter and marches downfield, and J.T. O'Sullivan hooks up with Robert Ortiz on the touchdown pass.
Well, they're just staying aggressive and getting vertical with the ball. Great protection. Get Ortiz one-on-one with the safety down the field. Gets both feet down there.
Like 69 or whatever again. 69 switch is good. We get back to it. Those are all good calls. Aggressive, vertical call.
Well, when a quarterback has that kind of command of an offense, that's the kind of commentary he gives his head coach and coordinator when it comes off the field.
Reese Lloyd on the kickoff. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback, so Hamburg will have to start at their own 20-yard line.
Well, you know, Hamburg was super aggressive themselves in the first half. And so they've got to match the aggressiveness that J.T. O'Sullivan just came out with. They scored on their only 4 possessions of the first half. First three possessions were touchdowns. Last one was a field goal.
And look at those numbers in the last 6 quarters against Frankfurt.
I think he likes playing against Frankfurt.
He certainly does. engineered that great comeback 2 weeks ago. Crowd tries to ramp it up a bit. Allen, the tailback behind Bramlett. Jermaine Allen twists forward for 2. Chris Laskowski, the safety, out of Melbourne, Florida, on the tackle.
Well, Frankfurt has to tackle better. And they didn't tackle well in the first half. They had a lot of defensive penalties, a lot of defensive mistakes that contributed to those 4 possessions and 4 scores. Watch a little double move here on Hamburg if Bramlett gets time by a receiver.
Second down for Hamburg. They bring the safety on the blitz, Landrum. Bramlett avoids him and gets it off and gets a positive play out of it to Jenkins.
Well, you can see that they're not going to allow Bramlett just to sit back there and get comfortable. Going to come with the blitz like they did this time and come after him. Try to put some pressure on him, make him rush his throws. Good time, good throw right there to Jenkins just to dump that ball off and get a positive gain.
Did a great job of avoiding the sack from Landrum, and he gets a positive play out of it. 3rd and 1. Washburn, the fullback. They play fake. Bramlett has time. Bramlett looking for Maxwell, who makes the catch. Runs through Alford. Maxwell finally thrown down at the 7.
Well, any concern about Hamburg not staying aggressive, well, that just took away all that, because that was 3rd and short, excellent play action. And then a receiver who has been his favorite target, big play player this year, gets one-on-one with Alford, and they went after him. We saw that in practice this week, Bob, how much they love to go down the field, and especially to Alford's side. Good play action, really hit the ball well. Well, he stood in there and took a hit.
And a perfect throw.
Perfect. Well, you see the power of Maxwell. Alford really struggling to get him down to the ground.
1st and goal. Allen in trouble. Allen's going to lose a couple. There's a flag on the play as well. Maxwell has 3 catches for over 100 yards.
Prior to the snap, delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Delay of game penalty. Remember, there's only a 35-second play clock.
Please reset the game clock.
Maxwell trying to get his win, but watch at the end of this play, Bramlett. He stays in there, focuses on his target. He takes a shot there, but he stayed in there, looked down the barrel of that gun. And as you said, can't throw it any better than that.
Yeah, right over the top. Maxwell had a step. So it's now 1st and goal from the 11. They reset the game clock to 9:24. Allen, the tailback. Davis split to the bottom of the screen. Jenkins in motion. Bramlett hit, and he will get sacked. Back of the 20-yard line. Woodfin was there. Winkler was there. Reed was there.
That's the blitz now. They came off the corner that time from the outside to the blind side of Casey Bramlett, and there was nobody there to pick him up. Frankfurt stepping up the pressure here. Here it comes off the corner. Woodfin.
Ulrich Winkler and Nick Reed. You can't split a sack 3 ways, but all 3 were in on it. 2nd and goal now from the 19. Bramlett with plenty of time. Jenkins underneath. And Jenkins pinballs his way down to the 4.
Good 1-2 combination. Maxwell outside with the big play, and then Jenkins work in the middle of the field. And it was open that time because they blitzed both middle linebackers. You're going to see Sinclair comes, and here comes Reed up the middle. Open up the middle of the field for Jenkins.
Sets up a 3rd and goal.
That's that fire zone blitz, taking both guys out of the middle and opening it up for Jenkins.
Jenkins in motion. Bramlett has time, has a lane, and then gets hit and hammered from behind at the 5-yard line. Zarnell Fitch jumped on his back. Boy, and Brown looks lucky he didn't cough it up.
No, I mean, he's been hit twice hard on that drive and did a good job of hanging on to it. But this time it's just a four-man rush, but just great effort. Fifta comes from the backside, and there's Fitch as well coming in, going for the strip.
23-yard field goal for St. Andrews. He hit a 24-yarder earlier, and he missed it. Hooked it left. So Andrews has missed an extra point, and he hooks the field goal left. So after all that work, Hamburg comes up empty.
That's the stop that Frankfurt needed.
St. Andrews had virtually a chippy, but he misses from 23 yards out. Now it's Frankfurt's turn to respond.
What's up? Nothing. Check this out. Is that what you call a chair in Minnesota? It's game time. Brilliant! Oh, yeah.
Go to NFLShop.com to get your new NFL Draft Day hat.
I want that!
NFLShop.com.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question?
Whose move is it?
That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do.
The question is, what moves you?
NFL Classics, exclusive re-airs of some of the best games in NFL history.
Garcia fires and connects with Owens again.
NFL Classics, Giants 49ers, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network.
You're watching the Hamburg Sea Devils on NFL Network.
Having the Yellowstone World Bowl in Frankfurt has been a huge success, Brian Baldinger. Look at this crowd of nearly 50,000 enjoying themselves throughout the course of the night.
Yeah, and I tell you, they came ready to party and to support the Galaxy, who are down 2 now with the ball. And it has been a building over 15 years of Frankfurt, the signature franchise back from 1991 in this league. And Hamburg is gaining as well.
Casey Brown looked at everything right on the last drive, just had his kicker miss a short field goal. So it's Sullivan's turn now. Birmingham on the run. Corey Birmingham grabbed by Barry Robertson and dropped after a gain of 4.
The Manny Aka from England in the middle there, the left guard, number 70. Maybe the strongest player in this league. Benches close to 600 pounds. Keeps getting better and better, coming up through the England national program.
Talking with Sean Mayer of Hamburg, he said they talk a lot of smack on that offensive line in Frankfurt.
Face mask, 5 yards, number 98 defense, 5-yard penalty.
It's Thomas Smith, the outstanding defensive tackle.
That's Sean Mayer. And they did. He said that, you know, it's unusual for offensive linemen to talk, you know, as far as jawing back and forth, simply because they're so tired and spending all their energy just concentrating on trying to get to the next play. Charles Missant, the center, is one of those guys they said that has been mouthy all year that they wanted to get at.
Monday, yeah, why 90? Why 90?
First down for O'Sullivan. And he gets sacked, fumbles the football. It's recovered by Frankfurt. Let me ask you a question, Brian. O'Sullivan that time a little loose with the football.
First time the ball's been knocked out of anybody's hands all afternoon. That was tough.
Justin Krapakis knocked it out.
Got it loose.
O'Sullivan dodges the bullet. Second down for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan dropped by Ortiz at the 38.
Perfect throw, though. Ball was exactly where it needed to be. We haven't seen many drop passes today as well.
Middleton had one early, and now Ortiz.
Sullivan is your classic pocket quarterback, very comfortable in there.
Looked like Ortiz might have peeked at Michael Harden, the corner coming at him. 3rd and 8 for Frankfurt. Sullivan in traffic and gets hammered and knocks it incomplete. So we will see our first punt of the game with 6:10 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Hamburg knew that they were going to see just a shotgun offense. And I think for the first time today, they really are able to figure out their stunts up front to kind of confuse O'Sullivan just a little bit, although the throw before was very well just a drop.
Basler's had 2 punts blocked. Gets this one off. Parson back for it.
Boy, bad coverage.
From his own 26. Parson knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 12-yard return. Well, Casey Bramlett has moved the Hamburg offense. He'll try to do it again. His team has a 2-point lead here in the 3rd quarter from Frankfurt, Germany.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question? Whose move is it? That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do.
The question is, what moves you?
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you?
What about me?
Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Well, the Cowboy Jack McNell retired as Hamburg head coach before the start of the season due to health issues. Coached 16 years in NFL Europa, coached in 4 World Bowls, won the World Bowl in 1997 with the Barcelona Dragons, with Vince Martino by his side. And when Coach McNell stepped down on March the 28th, Vince Martino got his first crack as a head coach here in NFL Europa. He said, I can't believe we get paid for this. And he was named Coach of the Year this year. And, Brian, the last 5 years, it's resulted in championships.
Well, he'd like to keep that string going. We wish Jack McNell well, his wife Lois, son Bobby coaching with the Kansas City Chiefs this year. I hope a lot of players develop in this league.
1st and 10 for Hamburg. Howling skips into the line and picks up about 3 on the play. We have not seen Quentin Griffin at all in this ball game. There is a flag on the play.
Snap, ball start, 73 offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jeremy Parkett, the right tackle.
That's the first penalty by an offensive lineman today by Hamburg in this, on the road, in this stadium with all the noise. It's great concentration by him and O'Connor for so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job. O'Connor said being a defensive player, he thinks is going to help him because he's used to the periphery view.
Being able to look at the ball and look at your man is a great skill to have.
And officials come in and call a halt to play. There was still time on the play clock for 13 seconds.
Please reset the game clock. Thank you.
They reset the game clock to 5:43. So 1st and 15 for Bramlett and Hamburg. Bramlett to throw. Bramlett with time. Bramlett completes it. Maxwell again. Thrown out of bounds by Alford. Short of the 1st down marker, but they get a nice chunk of it back.
First time they really run a bootleg today. You know, really sold the run and allowed Bramlett to come out of the pocket. And that's the matchup that has favored Hamburg
this afternoon is going after offense.
Put your D coordinator's cap on. What does Frankfurt have to do to slow down Maxwell and Jenkins?
Well, I don't think you can slow him down right now. I think what you have to do is pressure Bramlett more. Come after him with more blitzes.
2nd and 3. Hollings tries to bounce off a tackle, does, and gets the first down. Good hard running by Tony Hollings.
See, to go back to your question, Bob, which is a good one, is Bramlett looks comfortable. You know, you haven't really shook him up. Now, they did in a couple of series before. They hit him a couple of times. But anytime a quarterback can really feel comfortable, step into the huddle, be able to call the play, not take those rib shots, you feel a lot better about your chances down the field.
And he's handled the crowd noise quite well. They've eliminated a lot of the audibles and checks.
Big part of the development over here is being able to learn how to play on the road.
And now he's got to call a timeout because the play clock nearly expired.
Timeout. Hamburg, the team's first.
First timeout
timeout
for Hamburg and Vince Martino here in the second half.
Another thing Frankfurt hasn't done, they haven't given Bramlett a lot of different looks before the snap.
Mike Jones trying to figure out how to slow these guys down.
Well, Mike Jones, the head coach, and is the offensive coordinator and play caller. When his defense is on the field, he lets those guys kind of take over. Steve Carson, the defensive coordinator, been in this league for a long time, actually spent time as well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a scout. Thinks it's really helped him kind of identify players, what teams are looking for.
And he said Marcus Maxwell is one of the best receivers in the league going into this game, and he said he's noticed Bramlett has gotten better and better each week. First and 10 for Hamburg. Jenkins in motion. Fake the end around. Bramlett's got it. Bramlett looking for the deep ball. Instead, he's got a wide open receiver on the near side, and that's Josh Davis for the touchdown. What a play fake by Bramlett. And Davis just ran free.
The play action fake of the fake reverse motion completely froze the secondary of Frankfurt. Twice now, great play action fakes have led to touchdowns by Bramlett.
And everybody was focused on Maxwell. After Jenkins went in motion, they forgot about Josh Davis. 3 touchdown passes for Bramlett. Ties a World Bowl record. Andrews for the extra point. And he knuckles that one through. So Josh Davis, who had a 75-yard touchdown catch this season on the great play fake from Casey Bramlett.
The eyes of the secondary of Frankfurt were in the wrong place. Allowed Josh Davis to get down there as they froze, thinking it was the reverse. Josh Davis, the guy that we haven't talked about at all today, but they really started. Here's the fake reverse there to Jenkins. Boy, everybody bit on that. The poise that Bramlett throws the ball with. He stands in the pocket tall. Looks like he has a command of the offense.
Well, it looked like everybody in the Frankfurt defense went to Maxwell, and they forgot that Josh Davis was on the field. Josh Davis played his college ball at Marshall. When he left Marshall, 306 catches. The second most catches in NCAA history behind Taylor Stubblefield from Purdue.
Well, most of these guys that have been in this league or in this league have had accomplished college careers. Bramlett now with his first 300-yard passing day of the season. So he just continues to improve, and the confidence continues to soar.
Andrus on the kickoff. Short kick. Birmingham. Corey Birmingham has some room. Birmingham to midfield and into Sea Devil territory.
That should give him a lift. That type of return, getting the ball on the other side of the 50, giving O'Sullivan a short field, is exactly what this team needs at this point. Good wedge there. Good wedge. Ortiz in a wedge. The wide receiver, Niklos in a wedge. Good block down the field by Zach Woodfin. Boy, this is where you want to get aggressive almost right away. Take a deep shot and try to just piggyback on a good return.
Hosack to the top of your screen. He's been quiet. 2 touchdown catches of over 60 yards this year. 4-man rush. O'Sullivan, Petrowski. Picks up about 9 on the play. Barry Robertson on the tackle.
It looks like you can get 8 from Petrowski every time you drop back. Just that kind of speed. I mean, we said, you know, why can't you just not allow that guy off the line of scrimmage? It's not that easy. You concentrate on guys taking him out of the game. It frees up other people.
They bring Niklos in. This is normally a running situation. And they hold for him. Sharon Edwards does not get the first down. Let me ask you something. Every time Niklos is in the game, they run it. Wouldn't once you try a play fake?
That would be a good call.
A little play action?
I would say that's really their tendency right there. 2 backs, he's the lead back. Or even give him the ball. I mean, normally he's just the lead back on the play.
All right, 3rd and 2 for O'Sullivan. They're 6 for 8 on 3rd downs.
Yeah, wide 90. Wide 90, yes.
O'Sullivan checks down underneath. Edwards has it. Edwards has the first down. They brought a linebacker late, Jonathan Hurtado, but O'Sullivan recognized it.
O'Sullivan likes this offense because it gives him a long time at the line of scrimmage to survey the defense, to really see where the safeties are at, see what the potential matchups are.
Monday. Yeah, wide 90.
Edwards lined up in the backfield. 4-man rush again. O'Sullivan has a running lane. Trying to find the line of scrimmage and not cross it. Now he just throws it away. And that was pretty close.
Pretty good awareness, though, of not crossing that line of scrimmage. Really attacks. Pretty simplistic offense over here. Just the verbiage is simple, simply because they don't have that much time to really work on it in preseason. Monday is first down.
I set Niklos in the game on a 2nd and 10. Guess what? They run it. Edwards picks up 5.
I would say they're set for the play action. You know, they haven't run a play action play all day. I mean, it's either in the shotgun throwing it or 2 backs are running it.
Wide drive. Hey, one trip, 68 drive, 8 drive. Hey, H. Petro, H drive.
H drive is
60. Rip.
Drive is the crossing route.
Wide 90.
Play clock down to 5. O'Sullivan underneath. And he's short of the first down. He got it to Middleton, but he needed to get to the 25 and did not. Got to go for it?
Well, I don't think they're just moving along here on 4th down. They've got a field goal kicker in Reese Lloyd, who's kicked 2 over 50 yards this year.
They'll run the comeback instead. But this field is in tough shape to try a long kick.
I think that's a factor.
Get up and get set, 60.
They were stopped on a 4th and 1.
Rip.
Back in the first quarter.
Wide 90, yes.
Birmingham in the backfield. O'Sullivan gets it to DeCorey Birmingham for a first down. Aiden Dirty on the tackle.
Boy, and Justin Kirpakis had his hands on O'Sullivan and couldn't get him down to the ground. See, here's Kirpakis here. He beats his man. He comes to the outside. He gets his hands on him. But O'Sullivan showing good athletic ability, strength, and just that survival mode of getting the ball out.
Under a half minute to go here in the 3rd. Play clock at 5. O'Sullivan on a 1st and 10. Avoids the sack, heaves it for Birmingham, and a flag on Barry Robertson. New York Giant allocation against New York Giant allocation, and they got Robertson for the penalty.
Thomas Smith, the talented defensive tackle of Hamburg, is down on the ground. hurt on the play.
Pass interference, number 56 defense. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It's Thomas Smith who was grabbing his knee on the play. Right before that snap, J.T. O'Sullivan said, go deep. Here's the hold at the bottom. Sullivan again shaking off a defensive lineman, trying to rescue the play, and that was the hold on Robertson, the middle linebacker.
So a penalty against Robertson keeps things going for Frankfurt. But more importantly, Thomas Smith is down and hurt. And he and Gary Gibson on the inside, the two defensive tackles, have been huge for Hamburg here in the second half of the season.
Well, Smith is just flat out a prospect. I mean, he's just 23 years old. At 6'3", around 320 pounds. Just a big, wide body that really plays the run and has a pass rush to him.
Played at the University of Pittsburgh. And they have been hit with injuries all season on the defensive line.
One thing you say as you get ready for the fourth quarter is they have been used to playing without their stars in that line.
First and goal. Sharon Edwards fighting, touchdown Frankfurt.
That was really good push on the left side behind Oka and Harris, allowing Edwards to find the end zone.
On the final play of the third quarter, Sharon Edwards with a powerful touchdown run. Now Reese Lloyd to get Frankfurt within 2 again with the extra point. And he knocks it right down the middle. Well, we picked up the third quarter the way we ended the first half, with a lot of scores. J.T. O'Sullivan finding Robert Ortiz. Hamburg comes right back. Josh Davis, the catch and long run for a score. And then Sharon Edwards ends the third quarter with a touchdown run, a quarter to decide a championship.
Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage and we are merely players. Too true, Bill. Too true. I do like the stage, no denying that. But if you desire their attention, you better be ready for the critics. As for me, as for 85, I know one thing. I'm always ready for my close-up.
Every Tuesday, a new series goes inside from every angle of a critical situation.
Okay, we've had a problem here.
Told by those who lived it.
Got automatic weapons. There's nothing we have that can stop them.
In forensic detail.
This is an air.
The first-hand accounts of an event beyond control. Critical Situation. The new series is on every Tuesday at 9 on Channel 276. The National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
Attention. If you lost a substantial amount of money in the stock market, a mutual fund, a retirement account, or any other investment vehicle, you may have legal rights. Call the number on your screen now. We are standing by day and night to take your call in confidence. Again, if you lost a substantial amount of money in the stock market, a retirement account, or through any other investment, call now. Call 1-800-804-2290 now. That's 1-800-804-2290.
Fran Charles in our NFL Network studios. Breaking news to tell you about. The Chicago Bears have waived defensive tackle Terry Tank Johnson. The release comes just 3 days after Johnson was pulled over by Arizona police early Friday morning, traveling 40 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone after officers believed he was, quote, impaired to the slightest degree. Of course, earlier this year, Johnson served 60 days in jail for a probation violation stemming from a gun charge. June 3rd, he was suspended by the NFL without pay for the first 8 games of the regular season for violating the league's personal conduct policy. In the Bears' decision to release Johnson, Bears GM Jerry Angelo says the following: "We are upset and embarrassed by Tank's actions last week. He compromised the credibility of our organization. We made it clear to him he had no room for error. Our goal was to help someone through a difficult period in his life, but the effort needs to come from both sides. It didn't, and we've decided to move on. Much more on this story and more coming up on NFL Total Access at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back to Frankfurt, Germany, home of Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. And what a game we have for you here at the Commerzbank Arena in Frankfurt. It has been electrifying with Hamburg in front, an attendance of 48,125, and a tornado touchdown earlier today. And there was a torrential rainstorm leading up to this game, which probably kept us from getting over 50,000. Fortunately, there's a roof in this building.
Yeah, it's covered. I mean, it's a state-of-the-art stadium, but, you know, on October 28th this year, Bob, you'll be over here with the New York Giants at Wembley Stadium, where they've sold 90,000 tickets for the Giants to play the Miami Dolphins as the international program continues to soar and this game continues to take off here in Europe.
And the fan interest here in Frankfurt has been strong all season long. This has been the attendance leader throughout the year. Reese Lloyd on the kickoff for Frankfurt. Josh Davis from his own 8. Davis with speed takes it out to the 35-yard line as we start the fourth quarter of play.
Yeah, the quarterbacks have been outstanding today, back and forth. I mean, it's Casey Bramlett. His confidence continues to soar. He's spread the ball around now to 3 different receivers for touchdowns. They have a little bit more bounce in their offense, a little bit more traditional. He'll take a lot of snaps. But you can see his best game of the season, saving it for the biggest game of the season.
J.T. O'Sullivan just anxious for another chance.
Yeah, a lot of bounce still in his step.
Hamburg is yet to punt today. They missed a field goal in the third. Bramlett on the play fake, looking for the big ball down for Maxwell, and he overthrows him. Good coverage by Alford that time.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing Bramlett does well, and a lot of young quarterbacks should learn this, is his play-action fakes. He does a great job of hiding the ball, where the defense is really unsure who has it. He sold his fakes today for 2 big touchdown throws. Watch him hide this ball here on this. Really puts that in the belly, really hides it. Those kind of fundamentals right there are impressive in the early stages of his career.
2nd and 10 for the Sea Devils. Bramlett to throw again. They bring Laskowski on the blitz. Juan Wong with the catch. And Wong fighting to midfield. Look at Juan Wong go.
Say that fast 5 times.
Played with Ryan last year. A national player from Mexico. At 5'11", 179, he looked like Jerome Bettis.
Tell you, he breaks 1 tackle there. Takes another shot from Sinclair, who loses his helmet. And he's still on his feet. Oh, who's got something left in the 4th quarter of a championship game?
Hollings back in a tailback. Hollings finds a cutback lane, and Laskowski jumps on his back. Bramlett nearly lost the snap, but got it safely to Hollings.
You got 8 straight. Here we go. Regular, Mark. No, base. Here we go. 2 straight. Doubles right. 5 on 100.
So there hasn't been a delay of game today. I mean, these guys get the play in from Vince Martino. Bramlett gets it out. They get up and play.
Hollings on the run on a 2nd and 5.
Now think about this, Bob. You've heard these play calls in the NFL where their verbiage takes 10 or 12 seconds to get the play out. They've simplified it so much here. That's one of the reasons why you don't get a lot of delay of game calls.
And they're doing it with a shorter play clock.
Yeah, 5 seconds faster than the NFL.
Big 3rd and 3 here for the Frankfurt defense. Can they get a stop? Play clock down to 7.
They might have jinxed him. A little confusion.
Jenkins in motion. Bramlett to throw. Bramlett. And it's dropped. Teo Johnson had a 1st down and he dropped it. There's a flag on the play.
came from the back, Judge, late after the drop.
And defensive penalties have crushed Frankfurt today.
And if this is a defensive penalty, it'll add to that list, because they got a third down stop.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Personal foul, 44, the penalties decline. Personal foul, roughing the passer, 94, leading with the helmet, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Steve Fifta has Mike Jones scratching his head. And that's how you lose championships.
Yeah. And take a look here at Fifta, the defensive tackle. Now, tell you,
I don't think he led
that's a bang-bang play. I mean, all he did was just knock him to the ground as he was throwing the ball.
Looked like the face mask was up. Allen. Tackled by Ulrich Winkler, a German national.
Well, look, they've hurt themselves with the penalties, right or wrong here. And Mike Jones telling them, be smart. Use your head. Not stabbing somebody with the head, but use it. Be smart.
9 penalties for 91 yards.
With that, though, they really need to hold Hamburg to a field goal attempt.
Most of those penalties on defense. Jenkins in motion. Bramlett with time. Bramlett, Jenkins, Reed drags him down at the 10. 3 yards short of the first down. It takes us to another third down. Will Bramlett convert, or will Frankfurt commit a penalty? They've kept their third downs manageable, and they're 6 for 7.
This one is too. You see Maxwell going up to the top. It's his touchdown threat. It looks like he's single coverage to the outside.
Jenkins in motion. That's where they're going. Maxwell's got it. Maxwell's got his second touchdown here at World Bowl 15.
That's his go-to guy, and the coverage dictated that throw pre-snap. And I really believe this Marcus Maxwell has a good future in the NFL. Got the size, the hands, and he's got a great deal of focus about playing the game. Fourth touchdown throw for Bramlett.
Extra point by Andrews, who missed one earlier, but he knocks that through. And Hamburg again scores. They have not been stopped in this game.
Maxwell's saying it ain't over yet. We got more scoring to go. They came in the underdog.
He's keeping us alive, man.
Marcus Maxwell has a couple of touchdown catches in this ball game. The latest from Casey Bramlett, who's thrown 4. And Hamburg in front here in the 4th.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question? Whose move is it? That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do.
The question is, what moves you?
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you?
What about me?
Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Well, the Hamburg offense with Tony Hollings and Marcus Maxwell have had a field day. They have just feasted on the defense of Frankfurt. Casey Bramlett has set a new World Bowl record with 4 touchdown passes in a single game. The combined score of 65 total points between the two teams is now a new World Bowl record. And we're not done.
No. He said he wants more. I think Casey Bramlett comes from a family, good football lineage. His father played football at Wyoming. His brother succeeded him at Wyoming as the quarterback.
To Corey Birmingham to the 20 and dumped at the 30-yard line. Good return by Birmingham. One of the Hamburg Sea Devils slow to get up as JT O'Sullivan tries to get the offense going. I mean, JT's had a pretty good ball game. They were stopped on a 4th and 1 early in the game. Other than that, he's moved his team effectively.
You know, he's completed close to 70% of his passes on the year. And they've been in situations like this where they've been behind in the 4th quarter, and it's been him and his offense that have come back. So they've been there, and I'm sure they've talked about that on the sidelines.
One of the key players for the secondary of Hamburg is Brent Grimes. 2 weeks ago, he had a 35-yard interception return for a touchdown against Frankfurt that jump-started a come-from-behind Hamburg win. He's had to start because Lamont Reed is on injured reserve, so they go deeper into their secondary.
Yeah. These guys are already playing with shortened rosters. It's not a 47-man roster that you would get in the NFL on Sundays. Brent Grimes here going low on Birmingham.
Knee to the head.
Yeah.
That's what knocked him silly.
He sure did. Awful lot of talk in recent weeks about the study on concussions and players. And right now, the new commissioner, Raj Goodell, really trying to err on the side of safety as players do get knocked out, get knocked around, make sure they don't go back on the field until they're really clear.
So Grimes tries to get his head clear. O'Sullivan would like to clear another path to a touchdown. On a 1st and 10, O'Sullivan. And Hosack gets separated from the ball by safety John Walker.
Now that was a great hit and a great timed hit by the safety. That's what you want from that position, because they were going to Hosack for the first time today down the field. And this is perfect. Great break on the ball. And really, his head went right for the ball to knock it loose.
Walker played his college ball at USC, part of the Houston Texans practice squad last year. 2nd and 10 for Frankfurt here in the 4th quarter. O'Sullivan under siege, lost the football. It's recovered by Maniaka as O'Sullivan had it knocked out of his hand.
Right now, it's the 2nd time the ball's been knocked out of Sullivan's hands. He's even holding it as long as he can, trying to let something develop. This does get you in trouble when you try to do too much with the ball, however.
Ben Ischel knocked it out. 3rd and 16 for the Galaxy. Under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. O'Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan finds his receiver. That's Aaron Hosack, his first catch of the ball game, knocked down at the 42.
Well, a guy that's averaged over 30 yards a catch this year. There he is again. Big play. They tried to go to him earlier. Play got broken up. But on 3rd and 16, the biggest throw for O'Sullivan today was right on the money. That spiral. That is a tight spiral. I mean, right on the midst. Hosack takes a shot, hangs on to it, and Frankfurt's got life.
34-yard pickup on the 3rd and 16. I set. Birmingham with a crease to Corey Birmingham to the 33-yard line, a yard short of the 1st down.
It's the best run of the day for Frankfurt. Right behind Harris and Akah. This thing opened up fast. They really stretched Hamburg out. They were probably like, what is going on here? They're going to run the ball? But again, 2 backs right behind Akah. Watch this thing open up. Bam. See this right here? Watch. When you get linemen to the 2nd level like that, that's when you get good gains in the running game.
2nd and 1. Birmingham tries to bounce it outside, does, and gets a 1st down.
Believe me, those two runs like this, it allows J.T. O'Sullivan just to kind of catch his breath. We don't have to throw it every single down.
How about the offensive linemen? I mean, they love run blocking more than pass block. Give them a break, too.
Exactly. We really could just tee off and get a group that has been just pass rushing most of the day.
60.
Jameson's been quiet. He goes to the left of the formation.
Liz. Sal, Y90. Y90.
Teron Edwards in the game. O'Sullivan checks down to his running back, Edwards, and he powers his way to the 25-yard line. Remember, once we get to within 5 minutes here in the fourth quarter, we go back to traditional timing rules where when a player goes out of bounds, the clock stops, incomplete pass. Even though he went out of bounds, they'll spot the ball and start winding the clock.
And also at the 5-minute mark, that's when they take the umpire from behind the line of scrimmage and put him back in his traditional spot.
Second and 3. Late blitz on O'Sullivan. They pick it up. JT to the end zone. Touchdown, Robert Ortiz. There's a flag on the play. Is it offensive or defensive? It's on Ortiz. Wave off the touchdown.
Pass interference, number 80, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
That was a decisive call by the back judge as Ortiz tried to make his second touchdown catch of the day. Here's Ortiz. There it is. It's a good call. I mean, that allowed him to get the separation from Grimes there. It was small, it was quick, but that did give him the separation.
Bob Wagner, the back judge, with the decisive call. So take the touchdown off the board. 2nd and 13 for the Galaxy. O'Sullivan buys time. O'Sullivan looking deep in traffic, and Ortiz covered by Mayer, incomplete.
Flush. Zero tight. 69 switch. Come, let's go.
Trying to get some fresh bodies in there.
Gun.
Flush formation is 4 wide receivers. They got 2 wide receivers to each side.
They hit Hosack on the 3rd and 16. Who do they go on 3rd and 13 to? O'Sullivan's going to run it. He's got some room. O'Sullivan does not get the marker.
He had Brandon Middleton, his favorite target, wide open past the sticks as he was coming out of the huddle or coming out of the break, and didn't throw it to him for some reason, setting up the 4th down. Watch Middleton down at the bottom here. And there's the 1st down marker. He's open. Middleton's probably a little unsure why he didn't throw it to him.
You like them going for it here rather than kicking the field goal?
Yeah, just because of the field. I think it's real uncertain.
4th and 3. And O'Sullivan has to call a timeout before the delay of game as the play clock dripped away.
You know, they've got a field goal kicker in Reese Lloyd, who's kicked one from 56 yards this year. This would be about a 41-yard attempt if they did go for it. But that field in the middle there.
Timeout, delay a game.
Oh, they call a delay of game.
Penalty, 4th down.
So he did not get the timeout.
Well,
Frankfurt is not charged a timeout. They have 3 timeouts remaining.
That's Reese Lloyd there, and he's going to come out to attempt this.
But it's 5 yards longer because of the delay of game. They spot the ball at the 28-yard line.
Just curious, though, on that 3rd down play that O'Sullivan ran on. Why he didn't throw it to Middleton?
Now, for Lloyd, this will be a 45-yard kick. He's only 2 for 7 this year between 40 and 49 yards. So this is the range that he struggled in. 2 for 3 over 50. 45-yard attempt, good snap. His kick is on its way, and it is no good. Missed it wide right.
He didn't look ready to kick, though. I mean, he didn't have his chin strap buckled. He had all kinds of time to get ready. He didn't look like he had himself ready to kick.
So Reese Lloyd continues to struggle on those 40-yard field goals. Costly miss for the Frankfurt kicker.
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you?
What about me?
Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
To move or not to move?
That's so not the question.
So what is the question?
Whose move is it?
That's not the question.
See any good moves lately?
Keep trying.
The question is, what moves? These moves? These moves?
Get up, get out, find a way. Every day, swim, jump, run, do.
The question is, what moves you?
Gorgeous night in Frankfurt, Germany. The town has been a buzz all week long for Yellowstrom World Bowl 15. 6:12 to go in the ball game. Hamburg in front, 37-28. Bob Papa, Brian Baldinger at the Commerzbank Arena in Frankfurt. Hamburg has been spectacular offensively in this game. They have not punted the football all game.
They came ready with a good game plan and executed from the opening drive here. Really taking and playing within a loud crowd.
After the Lloyd missed 45-yarder, 1st and 10. Allen powers and picks up 3. Now, if you're Frankfurt, you've got to figure out a way to force a turnover. They led NFL Europa in plus-minus ratio. They were +8. The problem is Hamburg protected the ball as well as anybody in the league this year. Only 13 turnovers all season.
And that's one of the reasons why they were able to come in here with a 4-game win streak. They've done a great job of taking care of it. In fact, they haven't had a ball pop loose today.
2nd down for the Sea Devils. Wong in motion. Allen on the run, and he'll lose a couple.
Well, here's the down.
Darnell Fitch on the
This
tackle.
is where they've got to shut Bramlett and Hamburg down.
And Allen will slow getting up. He has a 33-yard touchdown run, so Tony Hollings coming in.
On the other side is Vince Martino decides what to call on his 3rd and 10. Hamburg put the ball in Bramlett's hand, but Hamburg is an organization in this league that has really come on. Had 30,000 fans to watch the game against Frankfurt 2 weeks ago.
They send Maxwell wide right in the formation. He's at the top of your screen. 3rd and 10 for Bramlett. No blitz. Bramlett with time. Bramlett now gets sacked and dropped at the 30-yard line. John Siptak on the sack.
Well, that's the guy that's got to make a difference, but it started with the way Frankfurt attacked the coverage that time. Tight man-to-man coverage and did not give Bramlett an easy throw. Watch this. I mean, the first time today, they got up there and got aggressive and challenged Maxwell. Took him right out of the play.
And Adam Anderson will punt for the first time in the ball game for Hamburg with 4.5 minutes to go in the game. He averaged 41 yards a punt, had none blocked this year. Not a deep kick. Fielded by Middleton. Middleton negotiating his way through traffic. Flag on the play as well. And flags have been the story for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 39, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jamar Landrum. And talk about defensive penalties, special teams penalties, Ortiz pushing off.
Well, there's the push right in front of you. Negated a great block by Jamison on Sean Mayer. Knocked him right off his feet. But that's the look that we've seen from Mike Jones way too often tonight, a look of frustration.
So J.T. O'Sullivan has 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Down 37-28. Sharon Edwards with the catch. James Hargrave on the tackle. Picked up nearly 10. They give him 10 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10 for Frankfurt.
Monday.
Hosack split left of the formation. Check down again. Pass tipped at the line and nearly intercepted. Got deflected at the line of scrimmage. Justin Kirpakis got a hand on it.
We've called Kirpakis' name quite a bit here this evening. Been active, just getting around the ball to the quarterback and now getting his hand on the ball.
Under 5 minutes to go, so the clock does stop on an incomplete pass.
Monday.
2nd and 10 for the Galaxy. O'Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan nearly intercepted by Michael Harden. Looking for Hosack.
Hamburg has got their nickel back, that third defensive back, Ben Grimes, number 25, running right down the middle to become almost a deep safety. Watch 25 coming down here. He's still running down the field here, taking Middleton with him, eliminating Middleton down the middle of the field, his favorite target.
3rd and 10 for the Galaxy. O'Sullivan with time. O'Sullivan short of the 1st down. So he hits Sharon Edwards. They still need 4.
Zero tight, 60 arrow. Zero tight, 60 arrow.
Arrow, this ball could go to Middleton. He'll run in to the middle and then bounce back outside.
4th and 4 for Frankfurt. Down 9, O'Sullivan, and his pass deflected, incomplete. He was looking for Jermaine Jamison. And for the 2nd time in this ballgame, Frankfurt turns it over on downs. And Hamburg is 3 minutes and 8 seconds away from victory.
Give the defensive line an awful lot of credit here.
It looked like it almost slipped out of his hand.
It looked like he wanted to go down the field, but he kind of threw it, and then he had to try to bring it back, and when he did, it slipped out.
They have 3 timeouts remaining in the 2-minute warning. Bramlett uses a 2 tight end set here. Hollings bursts through, and Hollings gets nice yardage on 1st down. Siptak on the tackle, but he picks up 6. Timeout Frankfurt.
Teams first. 30-second timeout.
Well, in week 8, Mike Jones and his team down 22-3 with 10:13 to go. Had a tremendous comeback. Brandon Middleton with a touchdown catch. James Petrowski reeled one in to get within 5. Then O'Sullivan to Robert Ortiz for a touchdown. One of the most fantastic finishes you'll see, but right now Mike Jones' team doesn't even have the ball.
Well, in that game, they also got some defensive stops and they got the ball back. They've had very few of those against Bramlett and Hamburg today.
2nd and 4 for Hamburg. Hollings tripped up short of the marker. And another timeout burned by Frankfurt. With 2:56 remaining.
Team second, 30-second timeout.
A couple critical points in this game for JT O'Sullivan. Had the Ortiz touchdown taken off the board. Failure to see Middleton on a 3rd down play. Then they wind up taking a delay of game, and then Reese Lloyd misses a 45-yard field goal. Defensive penalties.
Well, Hamburg has kept the pressure on them. You know, they've been playing from behind from the opening drive. Never had gotten the lead, had a chance to get it. And then the penalties and the mistakes have hurt them. Hamburg has done a great job of taking care of the football and not making mistakes to hurt them.
Couple drop passes. Hosak had one. Middleton had one early in the game.
This is the best game that Hamburgers played this year, and that's what you want. Play your best game in the biggest game.
Well, Frankfurt needs a stop here to at least give themselves a chance at a miracle. Allen shut down short of the first down. Chris Laskowski, the safety, filled the hole, so they'll burn their last timeout, and they'll have the 2-minute warning.
30 seconds timeout.
So what does Vince Martino do now?
Well, I think you punt it. I mean, you just basically pooch punt it here, Bob. Try to make Frankfurt go as long a field as they possibly can.
Adam Anderson, the punter this season, knocked 15 out inside the 20-yard line. With just under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. The only 2 punts for Anderson coming here in the final 5 minutes of the game.
I give Vince Martino a lot of credit. I mean, I was there in Tampa this spring when Jack McNeil stepped down and Vince Martino got a chance to be a head coach in this league, head coach for the first time in his life. And this looks like a well-coached football team.
Because we can run this down to 2 minutes.
So 4th and 3 for Hamburg. Anderson just gets it off and kicks it high in the air. Good punt by Anderson as Birmingham fields it at the 15-yard line. So can JT O'Sullivan orchestrate a fast-moving touchdown drive? Because at this point now, no timeouts, just the 2-minute warning. You got to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to cut it loose. Got the receivers to be able to do it. Now, one thing that Hamburg has done the last couple of series, they're playing 2 safeties very deep. They're not going to let those Frankfurt receivers get behind it.
So they'll start at their own 15. 2-minute warning, the only thing that will stop the clock other than getting out of bounds. They've used all their timeouts on defense. O'Sullivan under pressure. O'Sullivan gets sacked back at the 10-yard line. Ben Ishola, who was named NFL Europa National Defensive Player, with the sack.
Been a good day for the national players in this game. And Ishola, who was an all NFL Europe defensive end, adds to that list.
So a loss of 5. O'Sullivan again under pressure. Finds a receiver on the sideline. That's Huggins, and he gets out of bounds at the 23 to stop the clock.
Well, if you got a flea flicker left in you that you haven't shown this year, now's the time, whether it's a catch and lateral. I mean, those are the kind of plays right now where
hook and ladder, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw the ball to the sidelines. You got somebody else coming that you throw it to as soon as you get the ball in your hands.
3rd and 3 for O'Sullivan. Over the middle he goes to Ortiz. Ortiz shouldered down at the 32-yard line. But that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, because O'Sullivan and Frankfurt are out of timeouts. So JT O'Sullivan will go to the sideline and see if they can cook up a quick scoring play. Vince Martino and Hamburg 2 minutes away from a World Bowl championship here in Frankfurt.
Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams covers more ground than just about anyone in the NFL.
I'll be right there.
But even he can't be there for every child that needs his help. Hey, you're good with kids, aren't you? Maybe you can give them a hand. Help the NFL and United Way strengthen your community. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Count down the NFL's top 10s. Debate topics from around the league. Everybody has an opinion, and here's ours. NFL's top 10 single-season performances. Wednesday at 9, only on NFL Network.
Frankfurt head coach Mike Jones can only sit and watch now. 2 minutes to go in the game. His team is down 9 to Vince Martino and the Hamburg Sea Devils. They're out of timeouts. Sean Mayer has captained that secondary for the Sea Devils all season long. O'Sullivan needs a big play from somebody. Feels pressure. And he'll just throw it away and gets it to the sideline. Then Birmingham gets separated from the ball. One of the officials called it a good catch.
Boy, Robertson delivered a shot, though. He
Now
really came a humming.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Robertson coming from the middle linebacker spot. Bam. The ball came out.
The good news for Frankfurt, it stopped the clock.
Yeah. Got Hozak down at the bottom. Averages over 30 yards a catch. Not the fastest guy, but a guy that can win a lot of jump balls.
They reset the game clock to 1:49. That was the holdup by referee John Parry. You have somebody that can run by their guys. O'Sullivan can't even step into a throw if he wanted. Now he sends one deep. Overthrows everybody. Intercepted. The safety, John Walker, has sealed World Bowl 15 for Hamburg.
The receiver, the intended receiver, Middleton, stopped on the play, and that's why the ball sailed over his head into the safety's hands.
We'll check the flag. Is it excessive celebration? John Walker at USC was moved from cornerback to wide receiver. And as he came into the pro game, was moved back to a defensive back playing safety with Hamburg.
Been a good defensive day for Hamburg, I thought. And a big fourth down stop early in this game, an interception at the end. Bottled up the leading offense in this league on quite a few drives today.
There are 2 fouls after the interception. Illegal participation on the defense. Personal foul, face mask, number 85 on the offense. The ball will be placed at the face of the illegal participation spot. First down, Hamburg.
Take a look at the interception by John Walker.
Well, here's Middleton right here. So he stops on a comeback, and O'Sullivan was throwing it a streak straight down the field. So that's why the confusion and the interception.
There's another thing about this game. Bramlett has had a big pocket. O'Sullivan has had to do a lot of darting in, out. I know that's part of his game, but the defensive line of Hamburg did a pretty good job of getting pressure on him.
Well, part of that is, you know, Frankfurt has spread the offense out and played just with 5 offensive linemen all day. Bramlett's played with backs and tight ends, and they run the ball a little bit more. That's why teams that just want to throw the ball all the time, it can be a tough day, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback play after play.
Vince Martino is going to keep the trend going for Coach of the Years that win the World Bowl. Hamburg is in the sweetest formation that an offense can have, the victory formation. Take a knee. And the Hamburg fans saluting their club in a record attendance year in NFL Europa. Bramlett takes that second knee with Frankfurt out of timeouts.
10 years ago, Vince Martino was coach of the Barcelona Dragons offensive line when John Kittner was the quarterback. Had a guy named Matt Lepsis who came over here, converted tight end. He coached him to be a left tackle, been a staple on Denver's offensive line.
For J.T. O'Sullivan, more disappointment in the World Bowl. And now, the Gatorade bath for Vince Martino. At least it was blue to match his jacket.
Yeah. He'll take it. Like to see those ex-offensive line coaches get a chance.
And the Hamburg Sea Devils begin their celebration. They've come to Frankfurt and won World Bowl 15. Marcus Maxwell, a couple of touchdown catches.
That's the end of the game.
And how about Coach Martino? Taking over when Jack Bicknell stepped down. He says he talks with Coach Bicknell. He's had an enjoyable season. He said, I credit the staff for doing so much of the work this year with me getting the job late, and how prepared they've had their players, like Casey Bramlett, who had one of the great performances in World Bowl history.
Well, I think they had a good game plan. Coming on the road, they knew how crazy this place, how loud it was going to be, but they eliminated a lot of checks and audibles, made it, simplified it a little bit. And they said, you know, if you don't respect the opponents in this league, and they didn't think Frankfurt did, that it will come back to bite you.
John Walker had the interception. Marcus Maxwell, Michael Harden celebrate with the Hamburg fans. And Casey Bramlett, you can't say enough about the kind of game that the quarterback for Hamburg had. 20 of 27, 347 yards, and a World Bowl record, 4 touchdown passes.
Well, he get married on July 7th, and he'll go back to Washington this summer. And I think he's going to have a chance to compete there.
And if not, 32 NFL teams have this game on coach's film, as well as practices in the whole season. And he's going to get a shot somewhere. If not with the Redskins, some team in the NFL is going to bring Bramlett in for a look.
Well, he's a winner, and he knows how to prepare. And if you watch him from week 1 to now the World Bowl, all he's done is improve steadily to the point where he plays his best game on the biggest stage.
Well, we set a record for most combined points in a World Bowl, and it started with the first possession of the ball game for the Hamburg Sea Devils. They moved the football 70 yards. Let's get a look at Quentin Griffin. Didn't get a chance to play. It was Jenkins with the first touchdown pass. Then Marcus Maxwell, a 13-0 lead. J.T. O'Sullivan found his favorite target, Brandon Middleton, to get within 6. Jermaine Allen with a power, bruising, 33-yard touchdown run to keep Frankfurt at arm's length. But O'Sullivan answered back with Corey Birmingham, scampering in on the inside to keep Frankfurt right in this ball game. O'Sullivan to Robert Ortiz with the nifty catch in the back of the end zone. Frankfurt had life at this point, but Bramlett came back, hooked up with Josh Davis, a blown coverage, easy score for Davis. O'Sullivan to Sharon Edwards. Frankfurt kept fighting, trying to stay in this ball game. But Bramlett to Maxwell for a second time. And at that point, it was a day to remember for Hamburg Sea Devil fans, and especially Casey Bramlett.